It's Tuesday, innit? How are we doing, people? Uh, oh gosh, I just got a loud noise on my computer that my computer really wants me to try using AI. I don't. I won't do that though. It's been an alright weekend. Lots of boring work. I don't work tomorrow though, so it's gonna be very cool. I did a 5.5 hour stream my last time. That was for our Friday Halloween special. And whole actually no, I think I streamed Sunday, didn't I? I can't remember. No, I didn't stream Sunday. That's right, because the last VOD I uploaded was 31, and that was Halloween. So it really has been a full week. I wanted to stream Sunday, but I was feeling very schmutzy. That didn't end up happening. But oh man, I've been waiting for this all weekend. Like, to put this into perspective, I have chosen Europa Universalis 5. I have not played EU5 to play this game tonight instead. And I've probably been waiting for EU5 for years. Not that I'm. The reviews seem a little iffy. So we'll see what people say. I wanted to wait a little more to see what people thought about the game before I jumped in and bought it. But it seems like it's okay, or at least it's not a total train wreck of a game. So I might stream it tomorrow. I might do like an early stream tomorrow where I fool around with EU5 a bit, or maybe I'll get it tonight and play it by myself tonight. I'm not sure after stream. But what I do know right now, I would rather be nowhere else but on Rokenjima investigating the murders of the witch, trying to figure out all this shit, all these total assholes in chapter 4, and where we last left off, I believe, I can't remember if she was on her way to Rokenjima or she was just going to Niijima. But her aunt Kasumi was there at the airport, which is actually what she had guessed. So it seems like we're building up to some like confrontation happening on Rokenjima between like Kasumi's goons and what's his name? Asuma? The guy that worked with like BlackRock and the French Foreign Legion and that shit. So I'd say without further ado, let's hop back into things. See how my sweet, sweet Ashira Miyas are doing. For a lovely, fun stream time. It was already approaching 10 o'clock at night. By now, the typhoon had wrapped itself around Rokenjima. Great start here. Wouldn't have it any other way. Even the rose garden had looked so beautiful midday was beaten down upon by the fierce winds and resisted with all its might, undulating and trying to keep the flowers from blowing away. In that rose garden was Shannon in the lead, Battler holding up an umbrella, Jessica and George carrying the sleeping Maria on his back, all heading for the guest house. We can at least make it to the guest house from here. Shannon, it's fine, you should go back and rest. Don't worry, seeing you off is also part of my duty. Family conference is going on inside, and Mom and Genji-san are probably getting it stressed. Oh, this is where we're gonna see whether or not Kinzo's actually alive, or it's just a big fucking prank. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to see that. And Mom and Genji are probably getting stressed. If we keep you, they'll misunderstand and think you were being lazy. Definitely not sleepy. That's right. Just graciously accepting our offer might be the best way to avoid burdening people. Thank you, Shannon. Not at all. Certainly, as Milady has said, it is very tense inside the mansion today. Therefore, coming with all of you allowed me a breath of fresh air, and I've been able to relax a bit. Family conference, huh? Oh, I love this spooky ass track. Let's fucking go. They went to all the trouble of chasing us kids out, so they're probably talking about something shady. Probably. I'm sure there's nothing we can do to help out. Just trying to stay out of their way is probably the best way for us to be useful. I'm sure it's all just money, money, money. Even though they act like they're so rich most of the time, when it gets tough, they all start getting pushy. Why don't they just be graceful and split it evenly between everyone? That'd be awesome. It'd be nice if I got a share too. If I got some too, I'd split it with Shannon Chan right away. Thank you very much. Well, I appreciate the sentiment. Shannon isn't greedy at all. Normally, girls of your age would have tons of things they'd want to buy. Wow, Shannon, you're nothing like the other girls. You're so mature for your age, Shannon. Fucking George, stop it. Fuck it. Oh my god, George. Put it back. I guess. But none of the things I want can be bought with money. Oh. How unselfish. Loud yawning is just part of my stream experience. If you lined up all the things I wanted, all the gold in the world wouldn't be enough. That's if you're talking about things that can be bought with money. I wonder what these things that can't be bought with money that Shannon wants are. Do you have any idea, George Nissan? Well, I wonder. I'm not Shannon, so how could I know? I don't know either. George and Shannon looked down, their faces red. Battler, who had also heard about what was going on with them, so he knew that what Jessica was teasing them about. George Aniki is a person I respect. I think you've met up with a really great person, Shannon Chan. Yeah, I also feel relieved that we could leave Shannon to George Nissan. Stop teasing. It's a serious issue for us. More importantly, what about you, Jessica Chan? Have you been able to get a little closer to Cannon-kun? What? So you and Cannon-kun are like that? Well, that's dirty, George. Twisting the conversation around like that's dirty. As they had an animated discussion with ups and downs, the four kids headed for the guest house. The annual family conference was extremely important to the Ishiramiya family, and this year seemed like it was going to be especially important. Apparently, the family head Kinzo was personally going to be making a very serious announcement, and everyone other than the adults had been strictly ordered to leave. Battler hadn't attended the family conference in 6 years, so he didn't really notice. But according to Jessica, there seemed to be a very tense atmosphere tonight. Completely different from a normal year. Common sense made it clear that Kinzo, whose remaining life was short, was going to make some big announcement about the succession of the headship and the distribution of his fortune. We're in meta zone now. But I'm surprised. To think that Grandfather is actually going to make an appearance. I see. So this is the witch's counterattack. I wanted to leave the Joker called Kinzo face down a little longer, but it's probably about time to turn it over. Trump cards exist to be used. Damn. My theory that Grandfather was dead since the beginning and an 18th person that snuck in is now suddenly torn apart. I had foreseen that you'd begin to doubt Kinzo eventually. Yes, now your reasoning has all gone back to square one again, right? Not really. With this, your theory that Kinzo was dead at the very beginning and I was hiding as the 18th person goes poof. Fuck. But no way I'll lose heart. That's only one theory gone. I'll attack you like a storm, like a tornado. I'd have it no other way. Even the first twilight has not yet begun. It is far too early to give up. That's right. And it's not like it was denied with the red truth. At this point in time, Battler's theory hasn't been defeated. It's too early to say that you've won. Yeah, that's right. It's still too early for me just to swallow her story. Grandfather is supposed to finally appear. There's a chance that they'll talk about how his health has gotten worse and he won't appear after all. Bum bum bum. Uncle Kraus might be trying desperately to hide the fact that grandfather really is dead until the last second. Ha! I see. You can also think of it now. Way. Do as you please. It will be resolved soon. Very soon. I wonder how it's gonna go down. Maybe instead of this time, maybe it'll be like all the parents and Kinzo and the servants are still alive. Ooh, that's what I bet's gonna happen. I guarantee you Kinzo's gonna be alive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all dead. In this way, what it's gonna be like, it's gonna be like we can't suspect any of the parents, because this time Ava's dead. So we have to suspect all the servants or Kinzo. Which, I mean, this is the most evil motherfucker. I've been just looking for excuses to suspect this dude as being the actual killer. Or Nanjo. I'm fine with it being Nanjo, too. Or Goda, or, like, Natsui. Everybody else, no. I don't want them to be the murderer. But, like, Nanjo, Goda, Natsui. My landlord says they'd kick me out if I'm past 11. My work says they won't send me at home before 11. Ah, seems like you found quite a pickle. I thought you said you had $1 million. I feel like you should just use that. All the relatives and Nanjo could be seen in the dining hall. Nanjo sat alone, quietly watching the wind and rain outside. But next July, then things definitely aren't going to plan. Kraus sat down in the seat of his own rank, with Natsui standing motionlessly at his side. The other siblings were gathered at the opposite end of the long table, whispering to each other. Is that true? Yes. Maria said the person who gave her the umbrella was father? What? That's different. Kinzo gave her the umbrella? I bet you Kinzo has like one of those fucking like in an airplane, like those slides that like come out. I bet he fucking goes down one of those. Kinzo would love that type of shit. I feel like Kinzo's the type of guy who really actually just loves Saturday morning cartoons and like cereal, and he just wants to be like a cute little American boy that like plays with his like cowboys and magic and shit. But he's a total psycho bastard, deep down inside. What in the world? In other words, our strategy has collapsed from the roots. Not just our strategy. Since Father is healthy, it is said that he'll make an announcement himself. Our trivial bargaining with Nissan was completely pointless. Yep. That old bastard. Why couldn't he have just shown himself right away without making a show of it? Thanks to that, we've just been quarreling with Aniki uselessly. Or maybe he wanted us to test that point. Fuck yes. I love this bad bitch. I might not be the one to. I might not be one. Anytime Kyrie says, I might not be one to talk. Oops, sorry guys for me saying something. She actually says the most intelligent, most concise, and best thing every time. So she needs to like have a little more confidence in herself because every time she speaks, fucking gold pours out of her mouth. Ryukishi probably. This is probably Ryukishi's favorite character now that I think about it. I might not be the one to talk since we aren't related by blood, but your father is very intelligent, correct? Our arguments during the day were probably overheard by one of the servants and reported the father. Cannon is a spy. We already know this. Incredible. The fact that we were making a fuss with father's inheritance as our goal is now right in the open. Just incredible. Ava uncharacteristically held her head, dejected. If, as Kyrie had said, everything had been going according to Kinzo's plans from the beginning, and if this was a huge setup that had been kept for over a year, trying to find the siblings' true intentions, then they had fallen for it completely. We still don't know for sure that it's reached Father's ears. No, it definitely has. Everyone but Nissan claimed that Father was dead, and none of us believed in Father's good health. It's already over. Father will make an announcement. Nissan will become the successor, and he'll say we aren't even qualified to wear the one wing. I thought that said something different for a second, and I thought we were getting Lord of the Rings with this shit. Why? Nissan, get a hold of yourself. Rosa-san, I wonder if Maria really received that umbrella from Father. Huh? What do you mean? Maria-chan might have seen Father. However, we haven't seen him. Maria-chan only claims to have seen him. What are you saying? Are you saying that Maria's lying? Calm down, Rosa. We don't need to watch you hit your daughter or emotionally, physically, mentally abuse her again. No, we don't need to see that for another 3 hours of my stream today. I want this stream just to be about, like, murder and shit, and, like, Umineko and Rokenjima. I don't want to watch the Maria torture hour, please. Maria-chan didn't necessarily lie. Still, she's an innocent kid, right? For example, if Genji-san came up to her and said something like, I was told by your grandfather to hand this to you, Maria-sama. Then even if Maria-chan had met with Dad, she still might say she got that umbrella from him, right? That's right. That trick could work. But what was it Maria-chan said? Grandfather came and handed me the umbrella. Yes, that's what she said. She clearly said that she received an umbrella directly from grandfather. Fucking hate this bitch. Fuck Rosa. All my friends hate Rosa. Directly, huh? And we're stuck. Are we? They often say that bad thinking is no better than sleeping. If you think about it a bit, all this about the umbrella is a trivial problem. Why's that? Couldn't Maria-chan have been bribed by Nissan to lie and say something that made it seem like Father was in good health? That's fair. There is no evidence that Father actually handed the umbrella to her. Regardless of whom Maria-chan received the umbrella from, assuming she was given an umbrella in the first place, Father will appear very soon. Once Father's in front of us, the problem with the umbrella will become completely trivial. In other words, this is not the time to gossip about the umbrella issue. So maybe I shouldn't think about the umbrella all that much, or at least take it at face value? I'm not sure. What do you mean this isn't the time? I see, I got it. This is probably what Kairi-san said. Father's supposed to come here very soon. But the chances still remains that he'll get mad again and won't show up, right? I see. That's true. Maybe Nissan just said father was going to appear at random in a desperate bid to buy time against her. Holy smokes, I'm tired. An investigation. Or at least I just keep yawning. I don't know. Ugh, stretch my back. Father really is dead already. And Nissan is lying, saying he's healthy. In short, if father appears, then no schemes will be effective. There's no need to even think about that case. We're fish on the chopping board. We'd have no choice but to leave fate to the heavens and negotiate directly with father. That means we'd have no choice but to let him clobber us with his fist and prostrate ourselves and beg for money. But, on the other hand, if father doesn't appear, then our primary strategy isn't hampered in the least. I see. In short, no matter which way it goes, there's absolutely no need to get flustered now. Except I do get flustered when I beat my daughter. Hi, Sid. That's it. If father shows up, we just have to carry out the normal family conference. If he doesn't, we just have to keep on investigating Kraus-san. We can't let him talk his way out of it. Like if he says father's mood has suddenly gotten worse. I can't believe I still give him the fucking Saturn Burger voice. Oh my gosh. It seems what we really should be trying to figure out is what scheme Nissan is trying to trick us with. The way he just doesn't know how to give up is something I know better than anyone. If father's well, we'll prostrate ourselves and beg for money. If it's a farce of Kraus-san's, then we'll continue our ugly sibling fight. It sounds like this year's family conference is going to be just wonderful. Yep. So bad. Yep, so bad thinking is no better than sleeping, huh? It's almost 22 o'clock. That means it's almost 10 in American Freedom Time. Hold up, my glasses are a little schmutzig. There we go, okay. Should we press Aniki? Rudolph and the rest looked at Kraus. He was sitting down firmly. It looked like he was awaiting Kinzo's arrival with an air of composure. They couldn't tell if he really was composed or if he was scheming about how to tie together his lie. Oh my god, this is like the Natsui 1,000-yard stare. Dear? Dear. Calm yourself. We won't get anywhere by making a fuss after all this. Let's leave it to Genji-san. It's almost 10 o'clock, isn't it? That was the time that had been set for tonight's family conference to open. It was the time that the Ushiramiya family needed to appear. The Ushiramiya family head needed to appear. I still love the end of episode 2 whenever Battler was just getting super fucking drunk. And like, that was so Kinzo coded of him. He's like, yep, I'm gonna die. Might as well get drunk. I would do the same thing in his shoes. I would get wicked fucking... I would start fucking chugging that whiskey. I wouldn't give a fuck. Right then, they heard the sound of footsteps approaching from the hall. Oh shit. Is it him? There were multiple sets. Natsui raised her head, relieved. But because of the sound of a knock, her expression was filled with disappointment. Because Kinzo probably wouldn't have knocked. Please excuse us. I finished closing up the mansion for the night. It was Goda and Kumasawa. Unlike the powerful Goda, it was rare for Kumasawa with her old body to be forced to work this late. Of course, Kraus also seemed to know that. Indeed. Good work. My apologies for making you work at such a time, Kumasawa-san. Oh, it's nothing. I'm actually a witch, maybe. I don't know. It's not really been explained yet what my connection is between me and Virgilia. I may not look it, but staying up late is still one of my specialties. Wouldn't it be okay to at least let Kumasawa leave the building without being an observer? It really will be difficult on her body, I imagine. The order was to gather all the servants as well. I cannot disobey. I definitely think the 6 children are going to die tonight. All 6 of them. Not all of Kinzo's kids are dying tonight. Not all 6 children. All 6. All 4 of his children. Oh wait, that can't even happen mathematically. There's 7 of them. There's always going to be at least 1 left out. So who's it going to be this time? Can Shannon just live again, please? I feel like Shannon's been really fucking up unlucky, and it's been really upsetting me. Cannon too. At least leave like Jessica and Cannon alive. Give me some of that at least. Gosh, I'm really spooked for who's gonna die in the first Twilight this game. On a normal year, no one was allowed to attend except family members. To have the servants present for such a thing was unthinkable. The what? The servants are just gonna be here the whole time? But this year was different. All the servants were told to attend. Of course, they were not allowed to talk. They were there as observers. Just what in the world was happening that needed to be observed by 5 servants? Even Kraus didn't know. I don't look it, but I'm good at staying up late. And if you stuffed yourself with mackerel too, Kraus-sama, you'll be more manly at night. I see you're still in high spirits. I'm sure you'll be working in such high spirits until you're 100. I don't understand this whole mackerel thing. I don't think it's very funny. But maybe it's just like it's really fucking funny to all of them. I don't know. Madam, forgive my arrogance, but I prepared a light snack. I can serve it at any time, so feel free to order it. It's called Ants on a Log. It's celery and peanut butter with raisins in it. Fuck. Okay, I'm having a little fun tonight. I'm not ad-libbing the Umineko lines. I'm not ad-libbing the Umineko lines. I'm not ad-libbing the Umineko lines. Fuck. Thank you. You really are considerate. Please offer refills of coffee to the others. Certainly. After nodding, Goda took the pot towards the relatives and gathered at the other end of the table. I love drinking coffee in the night. I've only done it on a couple occasions, like in college when I had to write essays, but oh, I loved it. As he did, more footsteps approached from the hallway. It was a single set, and it was light. Even before the knock, they could imagine who it was. Shannon. Yeah. Excuse me. I've taken the children to the guest house. Good work. Tonight is a very special evening. Make sure you stay alert. Yes. Certainly, madam. Genji had gone with Cannon to meet Kinzo. There was still no sign of their return. Cannon does spy for Kinzo. I'm not over this. I'm pretty sure he did. The hands of the clock passed 22 o'clock, slightly. Once sure of that, Ava spoke to Kraus. Nissan, it's time. Are you still not going to start the family conference? The arrival of the guest of honor has been delayed, but a short while. How long? Sorry, but time's up. I won't have you saying father hasn't quite shown up yet over and over until dawn. How could I make a promise about the time father shows up? Why are you in such a rush? I'll drink some tea. Calm down for now. Aniki, we're gathered here for a family conference, not a farce. Wait, 30 more minutes. If that doesn't work, you'll let us break into the study, okay? But break into such an action would be quite lacking in respect for the head. The Natsu is always like, oh, the head this, the head that. Doesn't she know that Kizo is just like a drunk who drinks absinthe and fucking cries all day? There's not really much honor with him. Oh, right, our apologies. We'll be good for 30 more minutes. Yeah. World's sleepiest streamer. I look forward to seeing if you can keep that same smile up for 30 minutes from now. So you honestly believe that Father's dead? I have no desire to discuss that now. We can wait until Father comes here. There's absolutely no need for me to argue you down, Lee-san. The Shiramiya headship will be passed on to the proper person in the proper manner. No matter what you may scheme, you cannot resist. Of course, the same goes for me. What are you trying to say? And after bragging all these years about being the successor yourself, I'll turn your own words back on you. I have no desire to discuss that now. All that matters is for Father to come down here and proclaim it with his own mouth. There's absolutely no need for me to argue you down, right? Kraus casually turned Ava's words back on her. Of course, that added oil to Ava's anger. Ooh, I'm one thirsty motherfucker. Because in that instant, the sound of a very loud knock rang out. Boom, boom. Both Genji and Cannon were usually very reserved when they knocked. They wouldn't hit the door with such a violent strength. It was like a judge's gavel slamming down in a call for silence. Oh, fuck. Is this him? So everyone went quiet. The door opened slightly and Genji showed himself. Then he spoke with a serious tone different from his usual one. It wasn't the tone he'd used when carrying out his duties. It was the tone he used when speaking for Kinzo himself. So just by hearing Genji speak like that, the siblings were struck with a sudden tension. Take your seats, everyone. At those words, the dining hall was wrapped in total silence, and everyone hurriedly returned to their designated seats. It was as though the students who had been bustling around just before homeroom had suddenly returned to their seats when the teacher came. It might even have looked humorous, but there was no way anyone would joke about it. Everyone sat in order, and Shannon, Goda, and Kumasawa stood straight in a row by the wall. Is he gonna be dead? He's gonna be dead. The head of the glorious Ushiramiya family and the lord of Rokenjima, the island that sparkles gold. Lord Lord Ushiramiya Kinzo has arrived. There he is. Wait, of the double doors that led to the dining hall. Genji opened the right door from the inside, and Cannon opened the left door from the outside. Fuck, he's here! Here he is! God, I reference that way too much. Almost 10 years later, I'm still referencing it. Oh my fucking god. There he is. And welcomed by a respectful bow from those two, majestically fluttering his cape, Kinzo appeared. Oh, I fucking love Kinzo. I don't read Kinzo too often. How do I do Kinzo's voice? Okay, I remember. He just never shuts the fuck up. Kinzo's gait had a dignified weight to it, and it was hard to believe that he'd reportedly been at the end of his life. Genji pulled back Kinzo's seat and motioned for him to sit. But Kinzo stayed standing, signaling with his chin for Genji to move back. Welcome to Rokenjima, ladies and gentlemen. Why the frightened face, Ava? No, why would I be frightened? I'm just relieved. Find you in excellent spirits, father. He's got his hands out like a priest. What the fuck? Okay. Ava, you're amusing as ever, aren't you? Why don't you just honestly say how frustrated you are at losing your bet with Kraus? You can't say it, can you? Maybe it's like a Kinzo gorilla suit. I don't know. It's a Kinzo-shaped gorilla suit. And inside is actually Beatrice. Ava realized that their conversation during the day had indeed been leaked to Kinzo, and she hung her head, turning red. Well then, my sons and daughters and their companions, tonight I shall make an important announcement regarding my inheritance and the succession you all seem so keen on. But first, I must tell you how incredibly disappointed I am. After all, until this very day, no one has been able to solve the riddle of the epitaph. Even though Kinzo said he was disappointed, a condescending smile rose to his face, as though there was no way the likes of these could have solved it, and his gaze passed through all of them. I had planned to hand over everything to the one who could solve it, but none have been able to solve it before today, and here we stand, with nothing of mine passed down to anyone. How shameful to think that none of you, not one among you has come forward with the qualifications to succeed me. How truly disappointing, shameful, and pathetic. The siblings hung their heads in silence as I moved my mic a little closer. Of course, they would be able to... They would have solved it if they could. True, they couldn't deny that they'd wasted a golden opportunity, but it was just so hard. Therefore, I am proclaiming here now that I will suspend the use of the epitaph's riddle as a method of choosing my successor. In short, time's up. This game is over. And what a shame for you all. Even though it should have given you all an equal and fair chance, it's gone now. It truly sounded like Kinzo was making a victory proclamation. In that case, will my oldest son Kraus succeed the headship? The answer is no. What? You understand, right, Kraus? I certainly gave you the title of successor, but all you did was let it go to your head. Do you know what a successor is? It means the person who will inherit your position after you, father. Wrong! He's so cunty. I love him. The position of successor isn't something that's guaranteed by the current head at all. Listen up, Kraus. I won't tell you again. A successor is what you call someone who finds everyone else who's after the headship, thoroughly breaks their noses, and makes it so they can never disobey him again. What the fuck does that even mean? He finds everyone else who's after the headship, thoroughly breaks their nose, and makes it so they can never disobey him again? This is not only something that can be said of the headship. It's the same with money. A rich person doesn't mean someone who has money. It means someone who crushes everyone who had more money than himself, and who scrabbles together more money than anyone else. It's the same with talent. A genius is not what you call a person blessed with talent. It means a person who crushes everyone with more talent than themselves. A person who can coerce geniuses and all other people to call them that using strength and charisma. You've a mistaken impression when it comes to all these things. So you aren't of the right caliber to be my successor. Take your words to heart. Perhaps that truly was Kinzo's philosophy. As a result of faithfully carrying out that rant-like philosophy of his, Kinzo had glorified the Ushirimiya family to the state it was in today. It may be hard to imagine after his immersion in the occult in recent years, but that brutally overbearing outlook was more or less than Ushirimiya Kinzo's charisma and aura. He has aura. Such an unsatisfactory person is not qualified to inherit everything of the Ushirimiya family. In that case, is Ava, Rudolph, or Rosa qualified? Again, no. You are unable to solve the riddle, and you were also unable to scheme to drag Kraus down. All three of you managed to do was gather together at a united front and try to extort money from Kraus. And even that scheme was thoughtless. You can't even corner Kraus all by himself. There could be nothing more shameful. You lack the avarice to steal away the position of successor by any means. In order to get what you want, you should sacrifice everything, becoming as covetous and greedy as possible. I love the word covetous, that's so good. Water. Doing this voice requires water, so... I just don't have a deep voice, so whenever I do a deep voice, it hurts, man. I can't do deep voices. I have a very, I have a soft voice, I think. Okay. The goddess of luck smiles upon the greedy. You three, who don't have that wild spirit, are as unfit for this succession as Kraus is. Oh my god. I'm putting my whole Kinza into this. Ava and the rest had no words to respond with, and they couldn't calculate what Kinzo was about to say. Yeah, who's he gonna, make the successor? It's going to be Jessica. I love migrant. Was the Kinzo actually planning to proclaim that no one would succeed the headship? If so, that would work to Ava, Rosa, and Rudolph's advantage. After all, in the end, they'd just have to renegotiate everything among the siblings after Kinzo's death, splitting the inheritance evenly. It would surely be more troublesome if a specific person's name was raised and proclaimed to be the successor. But would Kinzo really say something to benefit any of the four siblings after demeaning them so much? You never know with Kinzo. You don't think he's going to say that because no one will succeed him. He'll donate all of his fortune to charity or something, right? No, Kinzo's not giving fucking shit to charity. He doesn't fucking care about charity. I'm giving all of my donations to the Fukuin house, where I will raise many more servants to my family. I'm afraid I wouldn't put it past father. The blood's just risen to his head. We can't do anything but let him talk for now. Well then, father, what thoughts do you have regarding the succession of the headship? Since I am so utterly disappointed in all of you, I've lost the desire to hand it over to anyone. Therefore, the Yoshirimiya family will end here. It ends with my generation. That doesn't even make sense. The Yoshirimiya family was crushed long ago in that earthquake. The current Yoshirimiya family is nothing but an illusion of gold I'm glimpsing for an instant, the likes of which will end when I awaken from my slumber. Everything in this world is a dream, an illusion. Life is but a daydream before the awakening called death. Ah, yes, that's how it was from the beginning. That I should lose everything when I die was part of Beatrice's contract and her curse. As if I'd let you, Beatrice. I will be the one who captures you. Tonight, that goal will be realized. For a while, Kinzo was overcome with cackling, and his eyes bulged. Oh my fucking god. Whenever he talked about Beatrice, it was always both eloquent and insane. Foolish children such as yourselves truly are daydreams. It's as though you were never there from the beginning. Disappear. Wake up. Disappear from the doze of the truth that I am. Your failures have not built up anything that makes you worthy to succeed me. Kinzo-san, if I may. What is it, my friend? Nanjo nervously raised his hand, asking to speak. Kinzo allowed him to. I understand how you feel, Kinzo-san. Because of your love of your children, you would expect a lot of them. And as a parent and a grandparent myself, I understand how parental affection can make you feel as though your expectations were betrayed. However, you are extraordinary, Kinzo-san. A genius. Isn't saying that it's only natural for them to catch up to you is a little too harsh? Despite that, Kraus-san, Eva-san, Rudolph-san, Rosa-san, and all their partners have done their very best to catch up with you. Ho, ho! And just how much money have they built up with this doing their best? After these cowards failed completely in ventures and gained debt, and still trying to sponge off me, how can you say that they did their very best? Money is the crystallization of everything in this world. If you cannot grasp that, you cannot grasp the world. If a life cannot strongly grasp this world, it doesn't deserve to live. Thank you, Kinzo. Disappear! Disappear from my life and reality. That's a reckless argument. With that logic, even I must not live. Even so, I believe the time I spent playing chess with you was worthwhile for both of us, Kinzo-san. You should know that better than anyone else that there are many things in this world that cannot be bought with money. As the siblings motionlessly hung their heads, they cheered Nanjo on inside their hearts. Nanjo standing on business a little bit, giving Kinzo some honest criticism. Not one of the siblings could offer their opinion in front of Kinzo in a rage, but Kinzo's close friend Nanjo alone was allowed to. Even though Kinzo had raged so fiercely, after being admonished by Nanjo, he nodded several times as though in agreement. The surprisingly obedient side of him might have seemed cute. Gay Nanjo, gay Kinzo. They're gay. They love each other. They kiss. There was no one here who could laugh. It may be true that your children haven't built up as great as a fortune as you have, Kinzo-san, though, even so, they're rich enough to make me jealous. But, besides money, they also have built up many things that cannot be bought with money. When it comes to that, they are in no way inferior to you, Kinzo-san. Well, they're not fecund. That much is certain. Huh. And what do you claim they've built up that cannot be bought with money? Happiness. Family. They found wonderful partners and children. Each has built up their own happy homes, except for Rosa, who's a total bitch. Hello, Kakach. They have glorified your family name and have brought back grandchildren. Grandchildren are wonderful. We older people can... I guarantee you he's gonna open up the successor to skip their generation. He's gonna make the kids fight for it. Maybe? I don't know. That'd be fucking crazy. If we had to have all the Yoshiramiya kids fight for it. And Jessica's like, I don't know. And George is like, I'm a pedophile. And Battler's like, well, I don't give a fuck. And Murray's like, ugh. Isn't that the sole entertainment we can have in our old age? Remember Kinzo-san? I really enjoy when they first brought back their grandchildren. Your children and your grandchildren will carry your great works onto future generations, setting an example. That is something that an individual cannot accomplish, no matter how much money they have. The siblings all nodded in agreement. Certainly Kinzo had looked happy when his grandchildren had just been born, back when he still had some sanity in his heart. However, did Kinzo's heart still contain a human's warmth? That's a good line, because we're thinking about how dead he is. Kinzo's a vampire. Blah, blah. In other words, in exchange for the vast riches I created, instead of gaining money, I have gained my grandchildren. No, that's not what I... So in exchange for several tens of billions worth of in wealth that I have built up, I have gained a single grandchild from each of my children. Well, except for Rudolph, who has a granddaughter, who's given me two. This is wonderful. So I have created a single life using 10 billion yen. That's how it is. Interesting. Truly an interesting example in the alchemical sense, right? It's called the rebus. The divine hermaphrodite. Oh, what valuable grandchildren. Wonderful, wonderful. Is that right, Kraus? Is your daughter worth 10 billion yen? That organ stinger hit as soon as Kraus's ellipses dropped. I fucking love that. Kraus couldn't answer instantly. It wasn't true that he didn't have confidence in his daughter. It was because he didn't have a clue what Kinzo was trying to test him. What is this question? Why do I keep fucking yawning? I'm not even tired. I'm just so fucking yawning. Yeah. I have a nice peach-scented candle burning. All is well. But when Natsui was then pressed for an answer, she responded, breaking Kraus's silence with an answer of her own interpretation. Yes, Jessica is a daughter I wouldn't let go of for 10 billion yen. In that sense, I believe she has a value that can't be measured with money. That's so nice of you, Natsui, but you should learn not to have any respect. Natsui needs to have zero fucking respect for Kinzo, and then I'll respect Natsui. But until she drops the fact that this guy, she acts like this guy's fucking Jesus Christ, and that he could do no wrong. It's total fucking bullshit.
So you can state for certain that she's worth 10 billion. What about you, Ava? What about your George?
Since Natsui had answered that way, Ava naturally came up with her own answer as well. Even though Ava should have known better than respond to a provocative question like this, she answered as well. Yes, father. George is worth 10 billion. No, even more than that. And that's not in the abstract sense of things money can buy. George will certainly build up a fortune equal to his worth. He'll become a grandson worthy of carrying on your great works, father. Yeah, she just goes for the suck-up answer. Ava sent a glance at Hideyoshi and Natsu as if she'd scored a point. When she heard what Ava had said, Natsui was about to add one more praise for her daughter, but stopped at a glare from Kraus.
I see. Then what about you, Rudolph? What about your Battler? Compared to George Kuhn, there's nothing about Battler I can brag about. If he was kidnapped and we were threatened with a ransom of 10 billion, I'd feel like sticking a bow on the guy and letting them have him.
I fucking love Rudolph, man. He's such a dick.
Top of that, he's an idiot and reckless. He talks about grand dreams and things that couldn't be done. I guess in that way, he's a super idiot worth the equivalent of 10 billion normal idiots.
I fucking love Rudolph. Okay, Rudolph is just George if he was a Chad. He just didn't give a fuck.
But I'm sure that guy could do things that even a group of 10 billion average people couldn't do. Well, I'm pretty sure he'll fall flat on his face. The world isn't easy. But at the very least, there's no doubt that watching over his life will be more fun than looking at 10 billion average people.
Ava clicked her tongue at that clever style of speech, which would probably match Kinzo's taste. Apparently, Rudolph had done that on purpose, so he grinned back at her.
What of Maria?
Maria's my adorable and only daughter. Her value cannot be measured with money. That is all.
I see. Dreams in the future, miracles and possibilities are the only source of my magical power. No magic without hopes holds any strength. I cannot expect any more from you, who have proven to be average. But I see my grandchildren hold future possibilities, and expecting a magical miracle from them may be worthwhile. If you're saying that in this way, they are worth more than 10 billion. Yes, I can see where you're coming from.
He's gonna make the children fight for the money somehow. I fucking am trying to prepare myself for this. Oh my fucking god. This fucking cocksucker. Fucking Jagger Bush, fuck you. When Kinzo got in a rage, he wouldn't let anyone speak up. But even so, he would sometimes accept something on his something on his own while yelling by himself and changing his own opinion. And that's what this felt like to the siblings. Apparently, even though Kinzo had been disguised by his unsuccessful children and cast them away as being unfit for the inheritance or the title or his fortune, he wasn't sure about his grandchildren. At this rate, he might soon say that the inheritance would go to his grandchildren instead of the siblings. As the siblings sat in fear of what their fickle and short-tempered father might suddenly think of next, they carefully watched his every move. I'm gonna go get some water. I'll be right back. I need more water if I want to keep reading.
The person who inherits my wealth must do the cinnamon challenge. They must inhale a spoonful of cinnamon. And if they can withstand the noxious fumes attacking their lungs, I will let them succeed the headship.
Okay, I'm back. And okay, I got text taken down. My mic's back on. Okay, we're good.
Let me change my thinking a little. Let me spin the chessboard around. I have absolutely no desire to hand over all I have to any of you. However, it will be quite interesting to question the grandchildren to see if one of them is qualified.
What if all the kids are fucking murdered?
In like, I don't know, fucking like Nanjo and maybe fucking Goda.
That would be really fucking goofy to see what would happen if that was the case. That would be a total fucking switch up. Though I don't think Battler's ever allowed to die until the end. Battler just has too much plot armor.
I've always thought of them as mere kids. But there's a chance I'll find a shining gem amongst them that will catch me off guard. And testing them, that would be. Yes, it would be a shame to abandon that final side trip in my remaining life. Well then, what shall I do?
I can with confidence recommend George as someone fitting to follow after you. Ava claimed that right away. Natsui tried to look as... Natsui is like the most offended fucking human being every single time. She's so offended. But Kraus gave her a look telling her to restrain herself, so she swallowed her words.
How bold. Then let us do this. I will individually question the grandchildren to see if they are qualified to succeed the Yoshirimiya family inheritance and wealth.
Father.
However, that does not mean one of you will indirectly receive the inheritance. I am already disappointed in you all. There is no longer anything I have to give you. Not a thing. The ones I will question are my grandchildren, and the ones who might succeed me are my grandchildren. Make absolutely sure that you do not mistake this, understood?
I shall obey Father's decisions.
Same here. I'll go along with what he decides. What about you, Aniki?
Of course. I believe Father will make a wise judgment. I will also obey Father's decision.
I shall think of how to test my grandchildren. Which means this is no longer any business of yours. After all, none of you are involved in the succession in any way now. So right here, right now, perhaps we should discuss a different matter that does involve you. Your mother is Beatrice.
Now, come on, please. A different matter.
Indeed. That is tonight's true purpose, and the true purpose for this final Yoshirimiya family conference as well.
Oh, Zoran won? That's crazy. That's the biggest progressive victory in, like, decades. That is huge. The polls just closed a couple hours ago, so we're getting everything probably pretty... Oh, geez, Cuomo's not looking too hot. He's doing good in Staten Island, though. Jeez. Brooklyn, Queens. Man, Yeah, it's looking pretty certain that Mamdani's gonna win. But he had all the momentum. Kono just didn't have the momentum, and he had a million skeletons in his closet. Oh my gosh, Lambda Delta 34. You've come onto the right stream. I can read Lambda Delta. I have a chat infamous Lambda Delta voice. Thank you. I've been very much enjoying this game. Okay. Oh, got a follow. I'd appreciate that.
I have no desire to hear your thoughts and opinions.
And the same guy from YouTube, by the way. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate it, though. Thank you.
I demand only your assistance. Assistance in my ceremony. Your ceremony?
Quiet. While there's talking now. Alright. I don't even know. Do I have my... Anyways, but thank you, though. I do appreciate it.
Rudolph and the rest had automatically narrowed their brows at the occult-like word.
Wait, assistance in the ceremony? What the fuck? Could he be planning to start some strange ceremony involving Beatrice's resurrection again? And he wanted their assistance? What in the world was he planning to do? Like the PS3 port? Because I'm playing with the 07th mod. And I like it. I like was deciding which one to play through. And I decided since I already bought both games, I might as well just use the 07th mod and like get the achievements on Steam and stuff like that. It's just like a stickler thing to me. Plus I get to see like my play hours. It's just like a thing I prefer. But I do have the PS3 mod installed on my computer. I think I might play it if I ever play this game by myself. Like I'm gonna like do it through there because I'm definitely gonna play through this again sometime. So that's what I think I might do for that. But just starting to burn a strange incense and filling the whole mansion with a stench. To the siblings, the ceremony was nothing more than one of the aged Kinzo's obnoxious hobbies. Nintendo Switch version. Ooh, that's cool. Father. Just what do you mean by that? If we can assist you, we'll do anything. Right, Rosa? Yes. But what in the world is it? I need you to all pretend to be dead and hide in the shed. And then we'll like bludgeon Shannon's face and all of your faces. It'll all be like makeup. It'll be funny. Let's pull a prank on our children. You and just you guys and me. That would be so fucking funny. A ceremony is inscribed in my epitaph. Wait, so the epitaph isn't Beatrice's, it's Kinzo's? Okay.
A ceremony to revive Beatrice and open the door to the Golden Land. That witch, who escaped her cage of flesh and sneeringly slipped through my fingers, I shall now capture and force into submission with my greatest hidden art. For that purpose, I must offer 13 people as sacrifices. Gathering 13 people's worth of sacrifices is no easy feat. But tonight is the family conference. Many adults have gathered on Rokanjima. There could be no other day on which to carry out this ceremony.
Taken literally, it sounded like he was telling them to become human sacrifices for his dark ceremony and die. Ridiculous. Some kind of metaphor? But they didn't even have a clue what he was trying to illustrate.
Quick, I need it to look like there's candy in your guys' stomachs. It would be such a funny prank to play on Battler. What's Dad going on about? Is this his usual sickness?
Probably. Listen silently for now. I'm sorry, Father. Don't understand what you mean by that.
What is it you don't understand? I am making this extremely simple. I told you I'll choose 13 of the humans on this island and offer them as sacrifices in the ceremony to revive Beatrice. Even worthless people like you can be very useful as sacrifices in my ceremony. Listen, this is not a joke, nor anything of the sort. This is my final bet, my final ceremony, the last one I will desire in my life. There are now more than 13 humans on this island.
More than 13? Less than or equal to 18. I wish, wait, is there a less than and equal symbol I can use? Can I, like, type that? This is, like, purely for my own... Oh, I can. It's gonna be like that. No, wait, it's 18, like less than equal to x is greater than equal to 13. So that is the mathematical amount of people on Rokanjima. As algebra, I think, probably. That's the current theory. 18 is less than or equal to x is greater than 13. I'm probably wrong. I can't fucking do math. It's not what my brain is designed to do.
In short, there's a head count that can easily satisfy the massive number of sacrifices I require. Become the sacrifices for my ceremony.
Maybe that's how Rudolph knew he was gonna die. Maybe this conversation's canon. Then why did Shannon die? Nah, I don't know. Maybe that's just like a little nugget of truth there. Kinzo-san, you weren't supposed serious about what you said back then, weren't you? It wasn't a joke? Unusually for him, Nanjo's face changed color as he stood up and shouted. It seemed this wasn't the first time Nanjo had heard all this dark talk about 13 sacrifices.
Sorry, my friend. That was no joke nor anything of the sort. It is what I bet my life on. The final ceremony, the final game that I will attempt. Yes, this is a game. If gaining my fortune and leaving the island is your goal, then there are only 2 ways to achieve it. Will you escape by being chosen as one of the 13 sacrifices? Will you spectacularly survive by finally solving the riddle of the epitaph and stopping the ceremony? Or will you kill me and thereby stop this ceremony?
Kill him! Fucking kill him! That's a great idea. Why did nobody ever brought that up? Let's just fucking kill Kinzo. Fuck him. He's an asshole.
Those are your only two. Those are your only 2
I can't fucking do it. Only 2 options.
Baloo. It's a very Baloo passport now.
Thank you, Bojo. Bojo Kinzo. By now, everyone wasn't just whispering, but chattering and muttering away. Even the siblings had noticed that Kinzo was beginning to act abnormally. Father, are you a little tired? Angie-san, has Father been drinking?
No.
The master is sensible.
Sorry, Dad. I don't have a clue what you're talking about. Dad's free to start up any weird ceremony he wants to revive the witch he loves. That's his hobby. But getting wrapped up in that and being made into a human sacrifice is a little more than I can handle.
Rudolph, are you trying to interrupt Father? Is she still freaking kissing her father's ass after he just asked her to kill herself for him? I can't fucking believe this. There's no way she's this much of a kiss ass.
What are you talking about, Aniki? You expect me to listen to something that shady and say, oh, really?
Was the ceremony Kinzo had mentioned literally something... Was the ceremony Kinzo had mentioned literally something disturbing? Or was it some kind of test to choose the successor? It seemed that Rudolph had taken it literally. But Ava apparently still believed that it was something like a test or an examination to find a proper successor. But Kinzo responded with a clear smile.
Well then, that is all I have to say. No objections or opinions are necessary from you. I will simply awaken from my dream of having 4 unsuccessful children. To all of you, what will occur now before your very eyes may seem like a dream, an illusion, something that can conceivably be of this world, in a world that defies understanding. But that itself is my reality. Now I will finally awaken from the shallow, useless dream that all of you are. Come, the game has already begun, see? With this, many of you here, I can take lives starting with anyone. So long, my unsuccessful children. And for the final and only time in your lives, be useful for my ceremony. Arise, Pendragon's memorial troops.
The Cheester sisters. When Kinzo raised his arms high like an opera singer and yelled as though reading is hard. When Kinzo raised his arms high like an opera singer and yelled as though towards a packed audience, the air shattered like glass, and the outlines of 3 people... 3? Are these not going to be the Cheester sisters? Who had supposedly hadn't been invited to this island appeared. Yeah, there's one. Cheester 45, right here. Aunt Cheester 410, right here. What the fuck?
Cheester 00, right here, sir.
That's a good one.
Kept you waiting, huh?
Yeah, fuck it. Except, oh wait, that's a scar on her bunny ear. That's fucking hilarious.
Cheester 00, right here, sir.
Is she in the thing yet? Fuck, I don't even think the Kisa sisters are on here yet. Okay. Oh wait, there it is. Fuck, come on, give it to me. This time Kinzo has the blue over the Cheester sisters. Okay. I want to make sure there's nothing new here. I don't think there's anything new. Okay, Cheester 00. A weapon of the Sisters' Cavalry, which serves Pendragon. 00 is their calm and composed leader. However, this is merely the role demanded of her, since she's far more frail by nature. 00 excels at reconnaissance and serving as an advanced guard, displaying extreme supremacy in unexpected encounters. However, her excessively powerful fighting strength has been called inhumane and isn't rare for her to be lynched and abused when she surrenders on the battlefield. Her one eye speaks silently to that, like Odin. Odin cut out his eye to achieve wisdom at Mimmisbrunner. 3 girls of strange forms suddenly appeared behind Kinzo. Where from? When? Who? Who were they? The humans were thrown off balance and their minds went blank. Because they spent all that time thinking, they had lost their chance to survive. Why is there another Cheester sister? What's the importance of that?
You have permission to shoot 6 to death. I leave the choice of targets up to you. Begin your attack. Unrestricted firing. Understood, sir. Thank you for granting us such excellent targets. Everyone, commence unrestricted firing.
That's so shit. First one in, yeah. Yeah. When 410 scratched the air with her finger, a golden bow appeared in empty space, and she pulled its string. The golden arrow that had been readied there was fired without any hesitation, flying around the room, leaving haphazard gold curves everywhere, and chose Natsui from among those sitting at the table of the family conference, pulverizing the left half of her face. Fuck. Flesh and deep red blood scattered around, leaving massive red splatter marks on the relatives' faces and the pure white tablecloth. They're covered in fucking Natsui blood. New bunny voice just dropped. I'm pretty proud of that one. I just gave her the solid snake voice because she had one eye. I'm gonna say that's an okay one. I just want to pop my fucking back. I can't do it. Silence fell. Despite the massive number of deep red spots left on the tablecloth, no one could understand why Natsui's head was half smashed, nor why she was hanging her head as though dozing while still sitting. And they watched on in silence. Those sitting on Natsui's right-hand side were silent for a relatively long time. Oh, with Maria's toys. The Forest Band. And Rosa broke one. This is all just Maria. Maybe Maria's the killer. Fuck. I don't know. This all smells like Maria. Maria's actually Beatrice. I don't fucking know. I'm so at a fucking ends right now. I can't wait to have like my question arcs like end stream before we go into answer arcs. Those sitting on Natsui's right-hand side were silent for a relatively long time, but those sitting to her left were not, because the people sitting on that side had been shown how her head had been smashed open like a watermelon or a pomegranate. They could even see inside her brains. Natsui.
One down. Natsui, is it? How luckless woman to the end. Next! 00 firing.
After scratching the empty air in the same way and readying her bow, 00 fired as well. After it flew around and around at high speeds like a golden arrow 410 had released, drawing a convoluted curve in the same manner. Fucking Rudolph! God damn it. It smashed half of Rudolph's head in the same way as he had put Natsui in shock, killing him instantly. This time, everyone managed to avoid freezing up mentally. Kill Ginzo! Start trying to fight fucking Ginzo! They realized that the fearsome murder had started playing out right in front of them, just as Ginzo had said. And then they realized that Ginzo would probably kill even more. Wah! Yeah! Shrill screams burst out. Even so, they didn't know what to do. So they could keep on screaming and flapping their wide open mouths like goldfish. Father, what do you think you're doing?
You fool! Run now!
As Eva asked Kinzo that in total shock, Hideyoshi, who had come to his senses faster than anyone else, had risen to his feet, pulled her at her arm from behind, and pushed her out the fucking window. However, merciless fate's choice for the third sacrifice was Hideyoshi. Just like the two before him, half of Hideyoshi's head was neatly smashed, and the right side of his head, which had happened to be facing that direction at the time, had been blown away with its contents exposed like a watermelon or a pomegranate. So, still holding Eva, Hideyoshi slumped backwards and fell down. Still held by her beloved husband, Eva fell over backwards with him. Dear? Dear! Eva screamed. It was only natural. The face she had been looking for had been half lost. And the crushed skull, the mashed brains, and the crushed jaw all lay bare. 45. Impact, it's a hit.
Spectacular. Fire again. 3 more remain.
Father! What is this supposed to be? Kraus stood up forcefully and was about to rush Kinzo. 00 blocked him. With her slender-looking body, she held back Kraus with the palm of her right hand. He still tried to resist and attack Kinzo, so 00 lifted Kraus by the nape of the neck and twisted into his Adam's apple with her thumb? Holy fuck! Ow! It seemed to be very painful, and Kraus was overcome with agony.
Everyone, get the police and ambulance quickly.
That's how I imagine a guy who's had his Adam's apple snap sounds like. Everyone, let's escape. If fucking Nanjo's the only one who lives from this shit show, I'm gonna be fucking miffed. No, but still, there's Kanon and Shannon and Goda, and they're all watching it. Kumasawa and Goda are still here. What the fuck is gonna happen? Hi, Eric. Welcome to the first Twilight.
escape. Nanjo's sharp words finally dissolved the spell that had been holding them down in their chairs. I hope Kairi doesn't fucking die. When Goda and Kumasawa each tried to escape from the dining hall first, 410 moved in an instant and appeared there, blocking the way. You sure are slow, yeah. You think I'd let you escape, yeah? Help me! Goda-san, duck! Even though Goda didn't understand, he crouched when he heard Kairi's sharp voice. Then a burst of air rushed above his head. Kairi had taken a big swing with a chair to mow 410 down. Fuck, let's go, Kairi! Let's fucking go, Kairi! Let's go, Kairi! Let's go, Kairi! Fucking standing on business, as usual, my queen. Fuck, she is so cool. But 410, with still with a mocking expression, easily caught that widely swung chair with a single hand. What a scary woman, yeah. You really want to go the same way as your husband that much? Wait, I almost did Lambda Delta for her, fuck. From the cuff of her arm where she had caught the chair, something like a shining gold snake appeared. No! Wrapped itself around the chair and burst open. It was a fearsome power like a vice. And Kairi realized that the being in front of her, which looked like a girl, was actually something that surpassed human knowledge and that a human could not even begin to oppose. Her head was filled with a fierce alarm bell that welled up from deep inside her. No, don't kill Kairi. Genji, Shannon, and Cannon, all servants permitted to wear the one-winged eagle, continued to stand calmly at attention by the wall, even with a scene like this before their eyes, making them look very bizarre and eerie. For an instant, Kairi thought that they'd managed to stay calm because they were the enemy, and had been given a guarantee that they wouldn't be killed. But as soon as she thought that, the sight of Genji's face was blown away before her eyes. Genji-san! 45, impact, it's a hit. Genji, how unfortunate. Rest in peace, my friend. Your death will not be wasted. You will become one of the 13 keys essential to the resurrection of my beloved witch. Half of Genji's expression that had remained was as indifferent as ever. He's like, I'm chill with it, it's whatever. He tilted, fell over, and sent a blood-red splatter out across the floor. Genji-sama! Were nothing more than the witch's pieces. Nothing more, nothing more. From the meek and frustrated, no, resigned expression on Shannon and Cannon's face, one couldn't sense any naive hopes that they'd been rescued. That's right. Hinzo was, in the truest sense, carrying out these murders at random. In the truest sense, wait. He was killing like it was a game to see who could be saved and who would be killed. Well then, who will go for next, yeah? 410 looked at Kairi for a second. Don't kill Kairi. In that second, Kairi was prepared for her own death. Please not Kairi. I'd rather suspect Kairi than ever even begin to think that she could be killed again. But when she readied her golden bow mid-air, 410 was looking at someone over Kairi's shoulder. So as imprudent as it was, Kairi felt as though she had been saved. Again, an ugly, exploding, popping sound ran throughout the room. It has to be a gun. Or is it like a shotgun? Who was it this time? When Kairi turned to face the direction of the sound, she saw blood gush. Please be Ava. Yes! Yes! Get fucked, Ava! Get fucked! I'm glad she's dead.
No fucking Ava this chapter. Let's fucking go. I'm tired with her fucking shit. Of course, her face had been half smashed, just like her husband's. 410 had mercilessly targeted Ava as she clung to her husband's corpse, sobbing. No, I think that's a good thing to do. Let go of Nissan. Let go of Nissan. Please kill Rosa. Please fucking kill. Wait, that just leaves fucking Kyrie and Kinzo alive, so that's kind of awkward. They want us. Do they really want us to suspect Kyrie? Where is this going? Let go of Nissan. Just stop it, father. Just stop this brutality. It's okay when I do it to my daughter, though, but you can't do it to me. That's unfair. Run away, Oh, wait, there's still Krause. Whatever. Either one of these motherfuckers can die. Actually, maybe I kind of want to see more Krause, because we don't really have a lot about Krause. He's, like, the way, like, by far the least developed of the Ushiromiya siblings. So I do kind of want to see more Krause, so please be Rosa. Oh wait, but he got his fucking throat all fucked up. Rosa's objection didn't reach Kinzo as he continued to laugh loudly in the blood-splattered dining hall, and she wasn't able to lessen Krause's pain at being lifted up by the nape of the neck by 00. So Rosa had no choice but to use force. She lifted up a chair beside her and gave a warning. Father, order her to let go of Nissan. Just stop them from doing this. I cannot. If this is what you desire, then prevent it using your own power. Cut a path through to your own fate with your own hands. Is she gonna use magic? What if she uses magic? You, who have always hid behind the backs of others in fear, let me see you overcome your weakness one last time in your Father. Ah! The chair that Rosa had lifted up swung down at Father, who had reigned as a symbol of terror for her entire life. It was the greatest and final act of bravery and self-control in Rosa's life. What Kinzo had said might have been true. If she had grasped that courage much sooner, her life might have become more free, unrestrained by anyone else. That's a gunshot. Then there was a bursting sound. The sound of Rosa's chair fiercely hitting Kinzo could not have been this. With the chair still lifted up, she neatly lost half her head and slumped over. We are gonna get more fucking... All the children are gonna fucking suspect Krause did it. Are they? What's gonna be Krause's alibi? Where the fuck is this chapter gonna go? Who the fuck wants to trust Krause? He's like the biggest fucking douche out of all of them. He's gonna be like, alright, I'm watching over Jessica. The rest of you guys can go and die. Maybe I actually need to find a Krause voice this episode. No, fuck it. I don't care. I don't commit that much to the fucking bit. She nearly lost half her head and slumped over. Still holding up Krause with one hand, 00 stuck her other hand out towards Rosa. The golden snake released from that arm had constricted Rosa in a helix and had smashed into her head. It's admiring. I apologize for the discourtesy of shooting so close to you, sir. I cannot. So this makes 6 people? Yes, Lord Goldsmith. This makes 6 people. And she indifferently communicated that 00 let go of Krause, whom she had been lifting up this whole time. That's the sound he's gonna make.
Indeed. So the sacrifices of the first Twilight were Eva, Rudolph, Rosa, Natsui, Hideyoshi, and Genji.
Oh god, that means we're gonna have another Shannon and or canon death scene as the second Twilight. It was a massacre that had happened in an instant. The interior of the dining hall had been dirtied by blood splatter, and 6 unlucky victims lay there with their heads brutally exposed. In a way, that was fitting for that abnormal space. Keynes's abnormal laugh alone echoed out.
The curtain has finally risen. The ceremony to revive Beatrice has begun. Lucky ones who have managed to escape the first Twilight, allow me to introduce you to my friends. Arise, my friend, Ronove.
When Kinzo called Ronove's, it's been a hot second since I've seen Ronove. The demon butler showed himself in midair, bowing respectfully. I want to see his combat abilities sometime. It says they're unknown, but I want to fucking see them. Well, I have to be right back. I'm sorry. Alrighty, I'm back. Okay. I wonder what the fuck Ronove is doing here. I think this is the second time Ronove has been shown in the actual game. Because he was at the end of No, he was in. I think he was in the witch's coronation of Ava Beatrice, and I think he was at the end of episode 3 as well. I can't wait till I have like the moment where I figure this whole fucking game out. But I don't think we're close yet. I don't think I'm all that. We'll see. The demon butler showed himself in midair, bowing respectfully. Pleased to meet you, everyone. And good day to those of you who I haven't seen for a long time. It seems this place is once again spectacularly untidy. Pay it no mind. It takes a stimulant of this level to wake me from my daydream-like days. I'm on caffeine and Zin. You must try Zin pouches out, Ronove. Allow me to introduce my friend, a reliable butler and one of the 72 great demons, Ronove. I'm pleased to make your acquaintance. Just who was he making that introduction to? Kraus and Kairi, who were still down on their backsides, and Nanjo, Goda, and Kumasawa could only look up at this middle-aged gentleman they didn't know in shock. Only Shannon and Cannon seemed to recognize him, and they bowed deeply. So I wasn't able to greet Genji. I hope he was at least able to fulfill his purpose painlessly. It was an instant death from a direct hit to the head. He didn't have time to feel the pain. That's so. Very well. Allow me to introduce another friend. Arise, my friend, Virgilia. What the fuck is going on? What the fuck? Why is Virgilia here? She's gonna be right there, isn't she? This is all bullshit. This is all fucking bullshit what we're seeing. Once again, a silhouette of someone the relatives didn't know appeared from from empty space. She appeared in a refined dress while making an elegant greeting. Thank you for summoning me, Master. Although I'd rather not have been summoned into a bloody place such as this. Allow me to introduce her, too. This is both my friend and a reliable counselor, Virgilia. This is so fucking confusing. I feel like I've said this before, but this all feels like allegorical for what's actually going on, for like a logical way these murders could take place. And yet, what are Kairi and Kraus and Goda and like, what are they gonna say? Are they just gonna be like, there's no way Kairi's gonna be like, yeah, this is all exactly what happened and I have no problems with it. I desire to borrow your great power as the Witch of the Fire. Lend it to me. Even if I tried to refuse, such a thing wouldn't be permitted for one subordinated by the power you're summoning. As you wish, Master. Still, what a fearsome fellow. To think he summoned 3 of the Chester sisters' corps, and me, and even Virgilia. Even though it's only in the area of summoning, to think that he surpasses Milady so thoroughly. I can't help but shudder at the Ushirimiya blood. In order to carry out Beatrice's resurrection ceremony, I shall give it my all as a summon. This still isn't enough.
In order to perfectly succeed in the ceremony this time, I shall summon more. The Pendragon Memorial Troops in Ronave and Virgilia. I can still call more. With my magical power, I can still call many more. Answer to my summons. Gap? One of the 72 demons. Gap. Gap? You could even materialize her? It probably means that the corrosion has advanced even more on this island. It had already proceeded far enough to materialize us. By now, we shouldn't be surprised no matter how great a demon he summons. Has Rokenjima already been sucked into a parallel world then? I hope he does not surrender. He learned a lot last time, correct? After all, this time, he won't surrender over this much. Oh, they're talking about Battler right now. I think they are. Probably, I should stay. Well then, shall we enjoy the stage we now stand upon? It seems the main character is the master this time. Let us expect a script of a different flavor than Milady's. What the fuck is that? That's a new one. G-A-A-P, Gap. This is Gap's summoning circle. When Kinzo strongly concentrated his magical power, a pale light gathered in the empty air, twisted, and a magic circle was drawn there with a deep red glow. What? What the fuck is her fit? Why does she have, like, side boob? And with a new sound like glass breaking, a new demon could be seen there. You did well to answer to my call. Gap, one of the 72 great demons. Hold up. I ought to look up actual Gap. So I know which demon. Gap. Gap. Gap, also Tap, Quap, Twap, or Goap, is a demon that is described in the demonological grimoires, such as the Lesser Key of Solomon, Johann Weier's Pseudo-Monarchia Daemonum, and the Munich Manual of Demon Magic, as well as Jacques Collin de Plancy's Dictionnaire Infernal. These works say that Gap is a prince in human form who incites love. The Munich Manual says that Taub also provides medical care for women, transforms them to make it easier to get a lover, renders them infertile, and rules 25 legions of spirits. The other sources instead describe Gap as a president, giving him the power to teach philosophy and liberal arts. Makes others invisible, steals familiars from other magicians, makes men stupid, and carry men between kingdoms. In addition to ruling 36 legions of demons, Johann Weyer also connects Gap to necromancers, and states that it was first called upon by Noah's son Ham, along with Belek. He was of the order of potestates. Gap is also one of the 4 cardinal spirits of the south in the Lesser Key of Solomon, the west in the Pseudo-Monarchia Daemonum. In the Livre des Spirits, Gap, as Cap, is still a prince, but appears as a knight, brings gold and silver everywhere. They never had any, like... They had, like, no consistent lore for these guys. They just made all this shit up. It was just fan fiction. The fit isn't symmetrical? Does she only have boob window on one side? Like, is there no boob window on the other side? That would be bizarre. I don't even... This is one hell of a place you've summoned me to.
Did you call me to clean up this bloodstained room, Goldsmith? Oh wait, I have to read her actual in-game description. Another 17. Also, Beatrice's. Whoa! Fucking put it away. Why does she have pink shoes? That doesn't match at all. I don't care if it matches the bow. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't... This character is so freaking chopped. When a magician demands it, she grants the ability of instantaneous movement. She uses this extraordinary power for playing pranks mostly. Her specialty is hiding keys and bags during busy mornings. However, in the context of closed room mysteries, this power becomes an ultimate weapon that can easily strike a finishing blow. Her queen bee strikes are likely to pierce any and all detectives, forcing them to surrender. The literally devilish woman, wrapped in a venomous, ominous costume. Yeah, ominous. Your boobs are hanging out. That's so ominous. Look at the scene which should have made her cover her eyes and twisted her mouth in a grin. To summon you for such a reason would be like using a cashmere muffler to mop the floor. It's been a long time, Gap. To think that a great demon such as yourself finally appeared on this island. Perhaps this island is finally submerging completely into fantasy. This is an all-star cast, even more surprising than the gruesome state of the room. All three Cheester sisters, the great demon Ronove, the great witch Virgilia, and even me. What's going on? Is this pandemonium? Are you trying to start a concert from hell or something? I see. As a conductor for that, I couldn't think of anyone better than you, Goldsmith. I will have your assistance as facilitator in the completion of my ceremony to resurrect Beatrice. You have no objection to my summoning contract, correct? Of course not. There's no way I could resist the subordinating power of the legendary great summoner, Lord Goldsmith, who forced the famous great witch Beatrice to do his bidding. I'll assist you. Although I will of course ask for a fitting price. So, what's my first job? Capture the cowards who made it through the first twilight. Fortunately, there are still 7 here, aren't there? Nanjo, Shaden, Cannon, Goda, Kumasawa, Kylie, and Kraus. Huh. If these 7 are all offered as sacrifices, that's exactly 13 people. Until it's time for the second and later twilights to be carried out, throw them into the cage of sacrifices. What does that mean? Cashmere mop, huh? So is it going to be all the kids in Kinzo this time? I guess, but didn't that already happen? Isn't that how episode 2 ended? With Maria, Kinzo... Who was it? It was... Who was alive at the end of episode 2? It was... I think it was... Maria, Kinzo... George... And maybe Genji? I don't remember. It's been a hot second since I've looked at... I don't really... I think about episode 2 like the least out of all of them. I feel like the more I play this game, the less I really consider that. Oh well. A cashmere mop, huh? Understood. As Gap shrugged her shoulders, she looked at Kraus, who was still down on his butt. a lot of the fashion for the different Umineko characters inspired from the Gothic Lolita Bible, a fashion magazine about Lolita fashion. Ah, okay. That would explain all like the frilly dresses and stuff. Like this type of stuff. Like everything for the witch's clothing, really. Like, this shit. Definitely this. This Maria is so cute. The bows, like the... Yeah, I agree. She glared. Then, when she snapped her fingers, Kraus was swallowed up by the floor as though a round pitfall had opened up beneath him. One down? There was no hole in the floor, but it certainly looked as though Kraus had been swallowed up by a hole and disappeared. Is there gonna be nobody here? Is everyone in the mansion gonna be gone when the kids come there tomorrow? Oh! I think that is what's gonna happen, and then all the kids are gonna have to... This is gonna be fucking crazy. I don't even... I'm too dumb for this fucking game. Searching for her next prey, Gap's gaze crossed Kyrie's. She snapped her fingers. Barbie jumped back as though repelled. Her instincts had been right. After all, in the place where she'd been until a second ago, a round jet black hole appeared. It's like a fucking Toontown hole. Like they're going back, like they're being teleporting in Toontown. That's a deep cut. The same kind that had swallowed up Kraus. Wah! Before she could catch her balance, another pitfall appeared and swallowed her up. Oh, she fucking dodged the first one because she's a badass. Even Kyrie had no way of eluding Gap's capture. Oh. Fucking ah! When she snapped her fingers again, a shocked Nanjo was swallowed up by the floor and disappeared. When she did it again, 410 let a short yell and jumped back. This time, a slightly larger pitfall opened, swallowing both Shannon and Cannon, who had been standing in a line by the door. So I wonder if the two who are going to die to the second Twilight this time are just going to be Shannon and Cannon. Because it says it doesn't mean they have to be like romantically connected. It just says the two who are close are torn apart, and that's, if I remember correctly, that's how Rosa and Maria died last time. So, I mean, it would make sense. Like, I feel like their body's going to be slowly discovered over time. Like, they'll be hanging around the mansion looking for people, and then we'll just start finding them in places they already checked. Something like that. I don't know. I guess George is in charge then. Or Kinzo.
Oh, sorry, kids. It's me, your friendly neighborhood Kinzo. Come, I'll teach you all how to hold guns. And do absolutely nothing with them the whole plot of the game.
But because 410 had jumped away from the door, the way was no longer blocked. Instinctively aware that he would be next, Goda dashed out through that door. Of course, Kumasawa-san also... I can't believe I called her Kumasawa-san. Kumasawa also escaped with lightning speed, chasing after Goda. As Gap snapped her fingers over and over, round jet black pitfalls opened one after another behind them, chasing them. However, they did nothing but drive the recklessly fleeing pair away, and couldn't swallow them up. Goda and Kumasawa had escaped in a matter of seconds. I've gotten slow. Let two get away.
Don't worry. Wait, don't worry. We're currently marking these escape targets. Data link ready. Shall we snipe? No, I cannot authorize that. They are precious sacrifices. Wait for the Master's authorization. Great Lord Goldsmith, we await your orders. It is still too soon for the coming of the second twilight. Is what the source... It is still too soon for the coming of the second twilight. Is what the source of my magical power is whispering to me. It must not be now. Let them do as they please.
What the fuck? They're gonna be alive? What the fuck? How is this gonna... How? What? This game is throwing me through a fucking loop, man. The thing I want to try to figure out is, I wonder if anything I've said at any point in like episode 1 was like totally accurate and I didn't fucking know. The difficulty said it was going to be easier if I knew what was going on. I've had some of those. Jeez, and you haven't even been watching me for that whole time. It is so they can escape from this island. The source of the Master's magical power is noise. And risk and tests of luck. In other words, it means being fickle, it would seem.
Perhaps you could also put it that way. Good work, Gap. Let us steadily advance the ceremony from here on. Well, then, that is that. Next are my grandchildren. I will test them to see whether they are qualified to become my successor. Let's see how I shall test their qualifications. If you decide that they're qualified, you intend to abandon Beato's resurrection. Of course, and despite that, I will test them. Perhaps a woman cannot understand that contradiction, nor my madness. Well, apparently, men are as weird as ever. I don't get the very concept of playing around with risk. It's truly the love of the game. I love to gamble. Stake.com/Kinzo Goldsmith 1993.
Oh my, and I thought you loved that sort of thing. Of course. If a man whispers to me about dangerous risks and love, I go head over heels. But only if he's hot. Be quiet. Try to refrain from whispering.
Truly noisy women. But at least they aren't boring. This is what makes summoning so pleasant. All of you will bear one side of the scales of noise and risk in my ceremony.
Compet? What does that mean? Compet. Compulsory heterosexuality. Six brutally murdered corpses lay in the dining hall, and it was contaminated with red, gruesome decorations. It was now unimaginable that, until just a second ago, 13 humans had been arranged here in a well-organized manner. Kinzo lined up the famous demons and their subordinates, loudly declared the beginning of a night of overwhelming mass murders, and swore to himself that he would certainly revive Beatrice and open the door to the Golden Land. So Kinzo killed them all, right? Maybe Kinzo really is the guy who murdered everybody. I don't know. would love to see Beatrice say in Red Truth there are 18 corpses on this island at the end or something. Because even that wouldn't be true if Beatrice is buried here on Rokujima. Where is Beatrice buried? Maybe maybe the gold is like that place where Beatrice fell.
Golden Land.
Which one? That's the deep question. Which Beatrice? Because I'm still thinking about whether or not there's still 2 Beatrices or not. Or 3 Beatrices, or fucking 4 Beatrices at this point, because there's fucking Ava Beatrice, there's fucking Angie Beatrice, there's fucking this Beatrice, there's fucking red text Beatrice scene, there's Beatrice that Kinzo made the bet with before all this shit even started. It's fucked. The whole thing is fucked. Sorry to keep you waiting. Hi, Beatrice. I feel like I'm Battler, and I'm like the fucking, like, I'm the dumbass who can't solve any of the mystery. What do all the Beatrice have in common? They're all fucking assholes. Sorry to keep you waiting. Now the curtain finally rises on the first twilight. That Kinzo. I see he loves being flashy as usual. So even that man, who can be more persistent than anything when he follows you around, can shine so when on the stage. Damn. Oh, he's killing in a grotesque way, as usual. Smashing half of their heads. The bad taste you witches and demons have always pisses me off. Smashing half their heads, I see. So she's realized that in the games up until now, that's been the most ideal method of killing. Ideal? How is such a grotesque way of killing ideal? Because it brings murder weapon questions out of the question, Battler. Oh, fuck. Isn't it, though? Try to remember the very first game. You. So you're the new demon or whatever just appeared. Damn. So does that mean that the witch's corrosion continued? Now there are even more creeps wandering around? Yeah, she looks like a creep. The more the witch's corrosion advances, the more Rokujima tilts towards the spirit world. That's why strange, insane people keep appearing one by one. This island has been closed off by the typhoon, so no human can leave it, much less appear as a new character to increase their numbers. But the more the corrosion advances, the more witches and demons can appear without limit, increasing one by one. It's like it's almost like, in a way, the more we consider like what happened on Rokujima, like the more we don't know about Rokujima, the more it allows for these different creatures, these different demons, these new different analyses, these new different ways that something could happen. And the more that doubt that builds up is the more that these characters appear. Like, she is doubt incarnate. I keep saying Beatrice is mimetic. And I feel like Beatrice keeps getting more mimetically, like, strong. By now, there might be more demons than humans among the characters appearing in this insane tale. Well, I'm trying to figure out if the number of demons might eventually be equal to the number of humans. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. If there's 18 people and 18 demon and 18 like magical creatures, I'm gonna lose my shit. I think that's a little too easy. And this track is fantastic, Eric. You are correct. Their numbers might be the thing that represents this mad corrosion. Yeah, I'm sure that's true. And corrosion hasn't just affected the number of people, but apparently their fashion sense as well. If the corrosion advances any further and even more weird people appear, just what in the world will they be wearing? It's so scary, I can't imagine. Lady Gaga would have loved Rokonjima. Seriously, give me a break. Don't make these weird guys increase in number anymore. I can't do that. They'll keep increasing more and more. I'll defile the foolish closed circle rule humans speak of over and over again. Welcome to my elegant game, Gap. It's been a long time, Riche. Beya Turichu. I think this is like a different like way they say Beatrice in Japanese. Turitsu or something. I think it's just that part. Have you been well? Why do I ask? You look great. Have you gotten younger? You look 200 or 300 years younger than when I last saw you. I see. The demon grandfather had summoned and introduced as Gap, took a glance at me, and then grinned as though she'd figured out something on her own. That smile felt openly obscene. The pronunciation is Italian, I think. That's not good. I don't speak Italian. I guess she's Beato's friend, which means she's got to be a creep among creeps. By the way, they were saying something about a closed circle or whatever, but what does that mean? Serial murder mystery novels that occur in places isolated from the outside world, like Rokonjima's now, are sometimes called closed circles. Such a place is isolated from the outside. It's like a circle that's closed. Therefore, in general, the characters and suspects are limited in number. Having new suspect candidates added on one after another from outside the circle goes against the etiquette of mystery novels. In other words, the witch is probably trying to desecrate humans in the mystery genre itself. You're Gretel. I see, you look like a wise kid. I love kids like you. You taste so sweet and tantalizing. Gross. Keep the jokes to your clothing. Okay. That's a lot to come from a girl who has an arm that's like fucking thinner than a slice of bacon. Oh my fucking god. Angie with the zingers indeed. It's Devilish Pretty's newest, Jack the Ripper, Christmas Blood. Sorry for having a style that a country bumpkin from the human world couldn't. Chizuru Shiramiya, she's not a fucking bumpkin. I am a member of the Shiramiya family. I am not Sui. At least we know it's well ventilated. Why don't you add a gap to the head part as well? Fucking Angie. Put a little air into your brain. Gap is always sensitive to the fashions of the spirit world, but this year's fad truly is bold. I think I'll order one sometime. Please, Beatrice. For you, Riche, I'll recommend Ali Gray, Alice and the Graveyard. Let's go to 666 sometime soon and look at the clothes. You really should drop by the spirit world every now and then.
When this game is over, I'll be sure to do that. Still, your two opponents are pretty cute, Riche. It looks like this kid has figured out the meaning of the corpses with their heads half smashed. Umineko Answers arc is really just a really long shopping trip with Gap. You know what that is, girl? Just now, she told me to remember the first game. What did that mean? Just like it sounds like. Remember the first twilight of the very first game? When the adults' corpses were found in the gardening shed with that magic circle drawn on it? Remember? Oh, that's new. Because I didn't play the 07th mod until the 3rd episode, so I didn't see any of these. Episode 1. It's kind of crazy that I spent the first half of this game intuiting who was speaking just by watching who the characters were moving was. Her favorite store is, of course, The Gap. Episode 1, the first Twilight. Kraus, Rudolph, Kyrie, Rosa, Shannon, and Goda. All 6 of them had their heads pulverized and died. At that time, there were 2 types of corpses. Some had their faces pulverized, and some had half their faces pulverized. That's right. The ones with their face smashed were Rudolph, Kyrie, Rosa, and Goda. The ones with the sides of their heads smashed were Kraus and Shannon. At the time, I fictly created 2 types of corpses, but I realized that the former, more atrocious type was actually disadvantageous for me. Disadvantageous for you? You see, so that's what this is. That's right. Wait, why am I reading that in Beatrice's voice? The smashed face might look atrocious. That made it hard to confirm the identity of each person. Yeah, because Battler is Beatrice's boy toy. Like, he's her sugar baby. She's the sugar mama. Beatrice is a MILF. For example, at the time, Uncle Kraus and Shannon Chan had their heads half smashed. That alone was atrocious enough because half their faces remained. It was only easy to confirm their identities. But Dad and the others were different. Because his face had been completely destroyed, even I, as his son, could have only guessed by inference that it had to be Dad because of his clothes and the like. In short, it remained vague until the end whether that really had been Dad's corpse. If this reasoning battle had taken place during the first game as well, I would probably have claimed that since the identity of Dad's and the rest of the bodies were impossible to confirm, there was a possibility that there was a fake corpse. After all, Beato didn't say anything in red during that game. Well done. Correct. A faked death is one of the basics of the mystery genre. Oh, congrats on not being homeless. Even if you make a doctor examine the corpse, you can't trust the results of him being a culprit's accomplice. Therefore, corpses that can't guarantee a death for certain are always disadvantageous for the witch's side. You can suspect fake deaths for all corpses, hypothesizing that one or more of them is the culprit for the crimes that follow. It's a move Battler doesn't like, but it's the most elementary move to use against a witch. Yeah, that's right. That's why Beato started using the red. With the red truth, she can carry out a perfect autopsy. That's how it is. Normally, for the first Twilight, I would use the Red Truth to confirm it right away, confirming the deaths of these 6. However, as you know, my battle strategy this time is complete opposite of the previous games, and I'll now use Red Truth starvation tactics. Since you use it as a grounding from which to counterattack, I will not use the red easily. I'll make you come apart at the seams by using red in just a single place, as rarely as possible. In the end, it means I will permit all rants regarding your guesswork for all the closed rooms, and only have to smash one of those with the Red Truth. This means Battler. What's interesting here is now Battler just doesn't have to have like little quippy like, oh, it could have been this, it could have been that, it could have been this. He needs to have like a full argument put together, and that's like his character growth. I think is what's going on. Is that he's learning how to like put this shit together. He's got his mentors like Fake and Fuck Virgilia and Angie, and they're all showing him how to get better. Even though you've always teased me, once I start counterattacking, you now hold back up inside your shell. Quit kidding around. At any rate, I do not want to use the red. I want to be stingy. I want to truly bully Battler. But how could I guarantee a death for certain without using red? I was worried and worried over it. I worried and worried about it. Then, Gap gave me an idea. It truly is a simple method. I just pointed out something obvious, and you hit upon the idea, Vice. I simply said you had to create corpses whose identities could be distinguished. Only had to create corpses whose identity could be distinguished and whose complete death would be understood. In short, I put those two things together. The face, which is necessary to distinguish their identity, and the pulverization of the head, the vessel for the soul, which is the perfect symbol of death. When I put those two parts neatly together, wonderful! I came up with the perfect answer for the corpses with half their heads smashed. That is really smart, actually, Beatrice. But I also could assume, Beatrice, that it's like a wax. Like it's like a bag of meat. Like a Hideyoshi face mask or something. I don't know. I would have to cope with it a little bit. I would already have given up if I was fucking Battler, so I really admire his fucking perseverance. I bet you love 2-colored bread and 2-colored ice cream. I do like marble bread. Marble rye bread actually goes really fucking hard, so he's onto something. You're just like a greedy kid. At any rate, even if half their heads are smashed, we shouldn't assume that they're dead at this point in time. I get it. Since Beato is trying to act tough and refusing to say anything in red, we gotta suspect everything. Of course, I'm definitely not gonna swallow the theory of magical mass murder by the cheester-ass Nei-chans. You surely have gotten prudent. If this were the first game, you would have swallowed everything. I wouldn't have anything less from a rival. Since there is fortunately no red now, he can imagine whatever he wants, and reason over and over again as he likes. At the very end, at the sweetest spot, I'll cut him down at once with the Red Truth. I think I'm going to end a little early today, I think. Do I? Let me just see what the scene is. Oh, okay, never mind. I have to see what's going on here. Fuck. No, I gotta keep going. One more scene. Ah! Silent. Black. Cold. Painful. Rosa regained consciousness bit by bit. And the first thing she thought was that it would be better if she hadn't. After all, with her body this cold and hurting, the pain grew more. pain grew the more her consciousness returned. If she felt she'd been sleeping on an ice cold marble in the darkness, lying face down for a long time, it's why I always tell myself, even if it's just for a nap, I've got to at least grab a sofa. I know that if I naively try to close my eyes for just a second and end up sleeping on the floor in the study chair, I'll hurt my body later and make things difficult. Since I slept on such a cold and hard floor, even my bones are ice cold. Since slept on such a cold and hard floor, this is repetitive. The half of my face, the half of my face pressed down against it hurts a lot. That's an interesting phrase to use. If I were to look in a mirror right now, I'm sure I'd see an embarrassing mark. That's also an interesting line. I didn't think that just rubbing it would make that mark disappear. But I stroked the hurting side of my face anyways, trying to smooth it over. This feels really fucking important. I feel like they just gave us the answer to what happened. Oh, they're in Kuadorian. Or what I think is Kuadorian. I wonder where this is. I thought it was pitch black, but it looks like it isn't. After all, I can faintly see my own body. Without a doubt, there was some source of light. But even if I looked up at the ceiling, or else the sky, there was only an expanse of blackness, and I couldn't see a proper light. My body alone was slightly lit, whereas everything else was sunk in darkness. That's what this world was like. Time for some real horror? Oh god. It was almost as though Rosa had been... Is it more Rosa cannibalism torture time? Abandoned in a forgotten world. As her mind grew clearer, she started getting nervous about why she was all alone in a place like this. When she was about to call out, asking if anyone was there, she heard the patter of footsteps coming towards her. I'm fucking terrified now. What the fuck? They were light footsteps, so she thought it was probably a kid. Please be haunted by your daughter in hell. You deserve it. She didn't sense anything disturbing, so she wasn't afraid. They also weren't Maria's footsteps. So, wondering who in the world would be in a darkness like this, she stared in the direction of the footsteps were coming from. As she did, a faint, approaching silhouette came into view. I'm so glad I didn't end stream. Holy fuck. I almost want to read this scene and keep in mind that it might be possible that this is Maria. Or at least an extension of Maria. It looked like a child much younger than Maria. Who is it? I don't know this kid. But the expression on his face was like a lost child separated from his parents. As a parent with a daughter herself, Rosa felt as though her chest had been torn apart. Are you? Ah! The instant the kid muttered that infantile word, she felt the pain in half her head that had started hurting from the cold floor, as though it had been pierced by long, thin, hard needles. Without thinking, she pressed her hand against that side of her face. Are you alright? Does it still hurt? I'm fine, thanks, little guy. Where are we? It's really cold. Come this way. You mustn't stay here. That child took my other hand and pulled with a grim expression on his face. Rosa didn't have a clue what was going on. However, a single honest expression on a child can often tell the truth better than 100 words from an adult. She didn't know the situation, but even so, she dashed along with him, still being pulled. But this was a world where nothing could be seen in the darkness except for their own forms. It didn't even really feel like she was moving forwards. Even though she was running, she couldn't even feel any wind. It was as though she was still inside a nightmare, a kind of unreal sensation. My brain is so fucked from this game. So even though I ran, I couldn't maintain my sense of balance. and my legs got tangled and I fell. Even in a world that didn't feel real, the pain of smashing my face against a cold, hard floor really was itself. Are you okay? Wait, what? This is from earlier. What if they talk to Meta Battler? That would be so fucking weird if they talked to Meta Battler. I'm sorry, my head hurts. I feel like every fucking character in this game gets headaches. I have no clue what's up with that. Kinzo is actually using the CIA-approved headache gun. They make Natsui, Ava, and Rose Coven theories back. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Even though it had only happened twice, I was somehow able to understand that the child's words was the cause of my pain. So I said frankly, I'm sorry. Could you stop saying Ryu? Ryu? Wait a sec. Didn't I just tell you to stop? Uh, 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 sorry. I had the feeling that this child's apology caused a sharp pain in my forehead this time. What is this child? No, there's no malice in him. But when I'm around this child, my head hurts. Are you okay? Let's go quickly. You mustn't stay here. Why shouldn't I be here? Hey, where is this? Who are you? Where's your mama? The one who made me is you, mama. Yeah, this is... Huh? That child stared at me with round eyes. This kid's mama is me? Who is this kid? I don't remember at all. Did you forget about me? You made me, right? Wait a second, stop kidding around. Maria's my only child. That's right, where's Maria? Where is she? Maria! I suddenly grew nervous about Maria not being there. Why am I all alone in a place like this? Where is Maria? I'm only able to be me because Maria's there for me. Yeah, you should that up on. Maria's here, but she's not Maria now. It's better if you don't meet with her now. It's better for your sake and Maria's as well. For Maria's sake as well, escape. Huh? What are you saying? Where is Maria? Maria! Answer me! Maria's gonna find you. Come this way quickly, Mama. That child pulled my hand on my hand again. He was probably pulling me in the opposite direction from Maria, so I stopped walking. Let go! Just who are you? What gives you the right to call me Mama? Mama is the one who made me. Did you forget? For Maria's birthday present. You made me with your own hands. Did you forget? You couldn't be. Maria's Sakutaro? Yes. A lion stuffed animal Maria made. Yeah! A fierce, sharp pain struck me. It came from the palm he had grasped with his hand. When I knocked his hand away without thinking and looked at my palm, a hole the size of a thumb had opened there, and deep red blood gushed out. It was a hole so big I could see right through the other side. I guess she deserves this. Are you okay? Are you okay? What's wrong? Sakutaro noticed my wound and panicked. As far as I could tell by looking at him, he couldn't understand why my hand had sustained a serious injury. But in my eyes, it felt like I'd been injured because he'd grabbed my hand, regardless of whether there was malice in him. I understood that this child was something that could do harm to me, and he instantly seemed eerie. Go away. You have nothing to do with me. Sakutaro was just a disgusting, crappy stuffed animal, right? I don't know you. I not your mama. Go away. Disappear. You... Oh, it got louder. Slowly, the base of Sakutaro's neck was sliced in a horizontal line. It gaped open, and pitch black insides peeked out. No blood poured from it. Only empty blackness peered out. What the fuck? Then, from the insides of the gash, cotton snow poured out. And as bits of cotton scattered, he slumped over. Then all that remained was a crumpled yellow cloth and bits of cotton that had looked sticky, like sticky, crushed cotton candy. A lion's stuffed animal, without a doubt. These were the remains of the Sakutaro stuffed animal I tore apart on that day while overcome by my emotions. The instant I realized that, a long, sharp shriek that could rupture an eardrum tore the world apart. Ah! I can't scream loud. Oh no, not more of this. No, please, fuck me. Wah, Sakutaro, wah, wah. Like a flood from a broken dam or like a broken TV, Maria cried out in a high-pitched voice. Her voice, which made the ears throb, brought up two emotions in me. One was regret. Yeah, I was overcome by my emotions and went overboard. It was a mother's desire to kneel down right away, hold Maria's head, cry with her, and apologize. In actual fact, I did that right away. I held Maria's head and apologized, crying. But Maria wouldn't stop crying. On the contrary, she rejected me, the one who had torn her closest friends apart, and pushed me away forcefully with both hands. I'd been on my knees in an unnatural position, so I fell backwards easily. She's in hell. Again. Maria scraped together the yellow scraps of cloth and cotton bits, buried her face in them, and cried even more. Watching that, another emotion welled up. It welled up rapidly, and then it burst. After all, she refused to make up with me, even though I apologized. There was nothing I could do now anyway. It was all Maria's fault in the first place. Since she's too busy playing with stuffed animals all the time like this, she can't make any friends, and that's why people treat her like a freak. This is a perfect opportunity to give her some instructive guidance. After all, it's not like I was pampered all the time. Yeah, whatever. Everything eventually breaks, is stolen, is destroyed by someone. Even I had lots of toys and treasures stolen, broken, mocked, and thrown away by my brothers and sister and father and mother. I still want to know who the Ashira Miya mom is. But when I cried about that, while I might have shed a few tears, not once did I sob like this and trouble my parents. Throw a tantrum and get mad, hit the floor and kick and make a racket. Even though I always wanted to, I thought I'd get in more trouble if I did, so I always held it back. And that's why I'm the wonderful adult I am now. I don't know, Rosa. I feel like you're a bad human for those reasons. Like, she just has rage. At that moment, I felt something strange. The same feeling as when you use a tool recklessly, and it finally breaks, so that only the base is left. But I wasn't using a tool. I was slapping my daughter. Oh my god, I was right. I'd just been repeatedly hitting Maria's head with both hands. So I looked at my hands. From my wrist onwards, my hands had broken off, splintered, and disappeared. As though only the part of my arms had become ceramic. As only that part of my arms had become ceramic. She deserves to be in hell. No, as though all of me from the wrists onwards had suddenly become ceramic and broken and fallen. It's almost like that time when Angie stopped believing in the
in the Seven Sisters, and they all like crumpled. I feel like that's kind of the same thing happening here. Maybe the same principle. You know, I don't know. They must have gotten filled with cracks because I hit Maria too much before falling off. After all, look, aren't both my wrists lying smashed by my feet? Eek! There was no pain. The shocking sight of my hands breaking off from the wrists onwards made me scream. What is this? What is this? My hands! My hands! My hands! Eek! This way, you won't be able to hit me anymore. Yeah, she was really freaking abused. Maria spoke with an icy voice. Slowly, I've never seen this picture of Maria before. I'm fucking terrified. They have been defending against my barrage. What's happening? My hands. My hands. What did you do, Maria? What is this? What on earth is this? Behind Maria's back, a black silhouette appeared. It was the silhouette of an adult. Who? Beaturitsu. If she'd used those hands for patting her daughter's head, flipping through picture books, or making warm meals, it may have been worth leaving them on. Mama hit my head more than she patted it. She never opens picture books. She doesn't even make me food. I go to buy it myself. But I mustn't go to the same store more than once. Mustn't have my face remembered, mustn't talk to the policeman. Why? Why is that? Is it my fault? I'm not allowed to have my mama pat my head, have my picture books read to me, or eat dinner with mama. Why not? Why not? I didn't do anything wrong. It isn't my fault, it's mama's. Mama's fault. Yeah, she fucking get that bread, Maria. Kill your mom. Mama wouldn't play with me, but Sakutaro did. He even read books, watched TV, and ate meals with me. He was a much, much better friend than Mama was. I'm not proud of it. But what am I supposed to do? I'm busy with work. Work, I tell you. You know that, right? Yeah, except you were getting fucking dicked down in Hokkaido. Shut the fuck up. It was unavoidable. There's nothing I can do. True enough. It was unavoidable. Unavoidable that you'd injure your daughter, tearing her heart apart and making her tears run with blood. In that case, there's no avoiding the same thing happening again, right here, right now. Come, Leah. Enough of the excuses from a woman who calls herself a mother. Can you forgive her or not? Is she innocent or guilty? Don't forgive her. Mama's guilty. I'll make Mama meet the same fate she gave to Sakutaro. Take Mama from the seam at the neck and tear her apart so that she can see the cotton inside her. Maria's eyes ominously flashed blue. In that instant, invisible massive arms stuck their fingernails out and tightly grasped Rosa's body. As the bones all over her body made a sound like twigs being stepped on, they cracked readily and broke apart. Rosa had I love how Rosa's just tortured in hell all the time. Like, she deserves that. Rosa had understood vaguely. The massive arms were probably her own arms from the time she'd torn Sakutaro apart. From a stuffed animal's perspective, her arms would certainly have been this massive. So she could imagine what would happen next. The sharp nails stuck deep into the base of her neck, and she heard the skin tearing with her own ears. Then, as the two witches watched over her, Rosa's flesh was split in two, top and bottom. When Sakutaro had been torn apart, bits of cotton had flown about like snowflakes. But in Rosa's case, something like black, thick tar came, filthily flying all over the place. There wasn't even a trace of red
the red of blood. It was something black, filthy, thick. It was probably what a bloodless, fearless human kept inside their body, or a homunculus. Oh. This is incredible. Hideous. What filthy insides. Splendidly done, Maria. Well then, is it enough for your revenge? Can you forgive your mother or not? Innocent or guilty? Can't forgive her. Still can't forgive her. She's guilty. And Beatrice brandished her pipe cane. Gold butterflies seeped up and restored Rose's broken flesh in an instant. Feel the depths of your sin, which cannot be repaid by a single human life. And remember your own great sin. Come, try and remember. Remember the scale of your sin. Hello? Is it Mama? When will you get home? I'm sorry. I'm busy with work today, so I'm staying over. Staying over for work again? Looks like work is tough for you again today, Mama. Yeah, sorry. I really am busy. I'll be holed up in the company the whole time. I can't even get a breath of outside air. Mama just can't finish her job quickly this time. Unless I give them a better design, I won't get given another job. That's how tough this work is. So I'll just have to take some time. Yeah, I understand. I'll be a good girl and watch over the house. So do your best at work, finish quickly, and come back, okay? Thank you for understanding about Mama's work. I promise I'll buy you a delicious cake tomorrow and take it home. I don't need cake. Instead of taking the time to go to the cake store, I'd be happier if you came home that much sooner. So I don't know if I've asked you this, Sid. Have I said it? Did I say anything like during episode 1 that was like really predicting like the future? Because I don't even remember really. But did I ever say something that made you go like, oh shit? Because then I probably totally just stored it in my brain palace and just forgot about it. So the idea to me is just hilarious. Don't worry. I'll come back quickly, I promise. So let's have some delicious cake together. Let's drink delicious tea together. Let's read a new picture book together. Let's play that wolves and sheep puzzle I bought the other day. I don't even think about that. Both of us together, I promise. Yeah, promise. I'll be waiting. Do your best at work, Mama. It's a lonely story, but isn't this mother-daughter love wonderful? Both looking out for the other. Do you see any problem with that, Maria? Rosa? I kept that promise, didn't I? The next evening, didn't I do as promised, buying that cake and return earlier than usual? That's not it. I knew. That evening, a pay-on-delivery package came from Mama, but there wasn't enough money in the wallet, so I called Mama's company to ask what to do. I was told only to call at special times, but I thought it'd be bad if the package was something important for Mama's work. So I called. So many things that you, of course, can't realize. You said so many things. Simply incredible and true. Oh my gosh. I can't wait to find out. Maybe instead of replaying the game, I just rewatch my Let's Play and I go, what the fuck? Why did I not think about this more? The Pier truths. Then I was told that Mama had the day off. I was told that it had been decided long ago that Mama would have that day off. And that she'd gone far away to play. I knew. The whole time. I knew Mama was lying. But you know what? Sakutaro scolded me, saying that it wasn't true. Every day, Mama was very busy with work. There was no way she'd abandon Maria in play. He said that the person who told us Mama had the day off must have had some kind of mistake. That's what Sakutaro said. So I believed it. I believed it. I love Mama. I love her. Of course, Mama says that she loves me. Loves me. Yes. Me too. I love you, Maria. This is her at her fucking hotel. Rosa let out a deep sigh. Maybe she felt the weight of her words. Then she set the receiver on the bedside phone down. The dark room made the starry sky on the ground below the window stand out even more beautifully. On the table in front of the terrace was a very cool, cold wine cooler. And the one she shared a glass with was gazing at the scene below. You didn't tell your daughter you were on vacation. I told her once, but she was so noisy that I decided not to tell her anymore. It doesn't work that way. If you were worried about your daughter, you didn't have to force yourself. You didn't have to force yourself to put this in your schedule, right? But that way we'd never get our schedules to match. Didn't I say not to worry about that? The slender, middle-aged man clad in a white robe gave a small sigh. It's Hideyoshi. I fucking know. Rosa reacted instantly to that slight action. Let's not talk about my daughter. It'd be a waste of this precious wine. I find you fascinating as both a woman and a human being. But for that very reason, I feel bad about taking so much of your time that it strains your relationship with your daughter. That's why she was so pissed at Maria. Don't I always tell you not to worry about my relationship with my daughter? Try not to talk about her when I'm alone with you, okay? I wouldn't even have phoned from here if it weren't for the noisy drunk laughing stupidly in the lobby downstairs. Rosa-san, can't you reconsider sudden vacations like this in the future for your daughter? Why doesn't she just... I don't even know who her boyfriend is, so I'm not going to say anything. Maybe we'll just never know. Maybe it's not important. Isn't it enough if we only meet when our schedules match? Our schedules will never meet up that way, right? And I always want to be with you. That's a child's way of loving. Loving between adults should be a little more stoic. Not being able to be with you for long periods of time makes me lonely too. However, I think I can enjoy more than enough adult loving during that limited time. So you're telling me to go be with my daughter more? Be a mother, not a woman? That's what you want too, right? You must also want to spend lots of time with your daughter. I won't run away. I'm trying to say that I think it's sad for you to sacrifice your daughter so you can prioritize your time. Why is this guy actually kind of fucking nice and chill? This guy rocks. I agree, Eric. This guy's like totally sensible and fucking caring. And Rosa fumbled. I think she is fumbling because she's an asshole and she deserves it. Did you get back on good terms with your wife? Oh, shit. Looks like you've had a... I think she's saying this just to get him angry. Looks like you've had enough of being separated from her. She's an asshole. I don't want to talk about my wife. Just like you don't want to talk about your daughter. I'm sure you think single women with children are a pain. I never said anything of the sort before. Whenever someone finds out I have a child, they desert me. Even if I tell them not to be worried about paying that child's living expenses, they all desert me. Bro, she's rich. Why would they desert her? Maybe it's because she's an asshole, but I don't think they're leaving. I feel like people don't leave Rosa because has a daughter. I feel like they're leaving Rosa because she's a total fucking asshole.
And everybody's been able to see that. No wonder why she's having this, like, freaking in flagrante delicto relationship with this guy. Thought you understood about my daughter. And I guess you don't like single women with... This is so bullshit. This is just the lies she tells herself. But really, she's just a bad mom, and people realize this, and they're like, oh shit, I don't like this. This lady's going crazy. That's not what I'm saying. I haven't started to dislike you, Rosa-san. I'm trying to tell you to take better care of your daughter. Sometimes I know you wish for yourself, and I don't want to hurt yourself by lying to her. That's all I'm saying. Liar. I've just become a burden for you, right? That's not what I'm saying. No, I know, I understand. After being abandoned so many times because of that child, I know. I can tell by your mood. Yes, you're already like those other men. You don't want a woman with a child. You don't want a divorce because that's a pain. You don't want to become the parent of a child made with another man, right? Yes, that's right. I totally get it. I once went out with a man with children, so I really get how you feel. The most interesting thing about Rosa is she's the most compassionate one. Source from episode 1. Common Catholic nation from Rosa and Mother to give everyone thoughtful gifts. Right. But there's like this whole hidden side to her that's like this crazy, insane asshole. It's so bad that I've literally been talking about double identity Rosa theory because she's such a, dare I say it, a two-faced bitch. It's insane. I haven't hated a character in fiction this much in a long fucking time. Like, I really hate her. I think she's so compassionate because she has inferiority issues. I think that's definitely a part of it. But a part of me also wonders if to Rosa, like, affection isn't built on things that are like emotional and deep, but they're more like transactional, more like based on like gifts and items, and oh, Maria, if you do this, I'll give you cake, and oh, Maria, if you do this, then I won't do this. Like, it seems like she is a very simplistic, transactional relationship with people that isn't really based on deep emotional connection. I don't know, that's just like my read into it. I mean, if you were raised by Kinzo, that would definitely fuck me up. Exactly, I think that's like a great example of giving Maria Sakutaro. Like, she just sees that as a bargaining chip that she can use to get Maria to do what she wants. It's not about the love and kindness and went into making such a kind, bespoke doll for her daughter. It's about control to Maria. And that's what I really freaking hate about Maria. Not Maria, Rosa. That's right. You were always in the way. If you didn't exist, I would have been able to grasp my happiness as a woman long ago. Turn on the VA. All right. Oh shit. If only you didn't exist, I would have been able to grasp my happiness as a woman long ago. Because you exist, you are always in the way of my happiness. Even I didn't want you to be born. Oh wait, I need to turn it up a little more. I think it's a little too quiet for me still.
あんたと一緒に幸せな家庭を築けたらと思ったわよ。
I thought I might be able to build a happy family together with you.
あんたが生まれる直前にあいつは蒸発したわ。
Oh shit, she said something about Maria's father. I've been wondering about this for so fucking long. Are we gonna learn something about Maria's dad?
私と温かい家庭を築くと言って私を騙し、永遠に私の前から消え去ったわ。
Has Maria even ever asked who her father was?
残ったのはあんただけ。愛も思い出も何もない。あの男は今どこへ。私との日々を温かな思い出に勝手に変えて
Oh my
新しい
gosh.
恋人に出会ったかもしれない。そして今度こそ幸せな家庭を築けたかもしれない。そして私はあんたがいる。恋も探せない。
Can't even look for a new love.
男は好きに女を渡り歩いて武勇伝気取りなのに、女には私にはあんたがいる。あんたという重しがいるのよ。あんたのせいで私は恋を探せない。愛が得られない。一人で生きていくしかない。
This is just like the fucking bullshit Rosa tells herself. This is all fucking cope and seethe that nobody likes. I feel like people can notice very quickly that Rosa's a freaking indignant little shit. And that's why she can't find love. It's not because of Maria. No, it's because of fucking Rosa. Let's be fucking real here. This is such a good fucking game.
いいえ、それさえも許されてないわ。私には一人で酔いつぶれたい夜さえ許されていない。あんたは誰？何者？私の人生を台無しにして私の新しい人生さえ許してくれないあんたは私の人生の何者なのよ。死ね！消えろ！あんたなんか生まれてきた時から大
That's
嫌
so
い。
good.
あんたがお腹の中にいた頃から大嫌いだった。
I've hated you since the time you were in my womb.
それを前向きに受け入れようと頑張って良き母を演じてきたわ。私は頑張った。
Rosa and Maria's relationship seems so important in this game.
同世代の女性たちが独身を謳歌し、時に恋に遊び、あるいは愛に結ばれるのを横目に見ながら、私は女と母の二足のわらじを履き続けたわ。
How old is Rosa, I wonder? Maybe like mid 30s, like 33. Rosa's 28? Whoa, she had that kid when she was 19.
So の私の苦労を誰がねぎらったの？誰も褒めない、称えない。自業自得、気持ちは嫌。負け組の遠吠え、うぶな小娘がいい？こっちから願い下げよう、ケツの青い若造どもが。必死だった私はさぞかし簡単に落ちる女に見えたろうさ。必死だったわよ。まだまだ恋をしたい年頃の私が。日々を仕事と育児で忙殺されていき、このまま老いてこのまま人生を終えるだろうと悟った時、どれほど必死だったか 想像もつかないでしょうよ。
You would have loved online dating, Rosa. You would have loved Hinge. She would have loved Hinge. She would have loved catfishing. Please drop his name. Please name drop the dad.
でも破局を迎えた責任は私と彼に半々だわ。私にも逃げられるだけのしつこさがあったのかもしれない。でもその後の破局は全部あんたのせい。
Oh my gosh.
私はあんたにそれをなじったことはあったないでしょ。男に逃げられて酔いつぶれたいその次の日があんたの授業参観。
Did she go to Parents' Day drunk as a skunk?
泣き晴らした目を厚化粧でごまかし、あんたが的外れな発言をしてクラス中から失笑されてた時の私の気持ちだって。
Oh my god.
あんたどころか世界中の誰にもわからないでしょうよ。
She's so insane.
あんたが嫌い、大嫌い。そしてこれまでにあんたを本当に愛したことなんてただの一度もない。
Oh my god, the voice acting. Hello. Oh my gosh. I wish I could scream like that on stream. I would. I have no shame. I've done some goofy ass fucking voice acting for this game. I have zero shame. And I'm like okay with being as cringe as I can get. I'm a white boy. I love doing impressions. I can't help it. Maria's face was still stiff. If the words really had been blades, Maria's whole body would probably be stained red with fresh blood by now. Even after gaining the power of a witch and resolving herself to take revenge for Sakutaro, she couldn't stand these curses coming out of her mother's mouth. Ninikui.
ああ、情欲に溺れた女のなんと醜きことか。これがこの女の本性よ。邪悪を極めし千年の魔女のわらわとて見るに耐えぬことこの上なし。
I can't believe even Beatrice is like, this is fucked up. Beatrice is like, even I'm evil, but god damn, bitch.
Ah, Maria よ。今こそ決別の時。そなたの母を名乗った醜き肉の塊を打ち砕け。
I don't know, Maria. I'm a big fan of the, I forget who said it. I always quote this. It's a big quotable. If you seek revenge, dig 2 graves. I think maybe Maria, you should show a little mercy. Ave Maria.
親子なる鎖にてこれ以上束縛される意味はなし。自らの魂を自らの手で今こそ解放せよ。そなたは自らを守る牙と爪を今こそ手に入れたのだ。
Oh my god. She's fucking... No, I'm in my head. I'm replaying this as like an anime power up. She's going. That's what she's fucking doing. She really just wasn't in a position to have a child. She really wasn't in a position to have a child at the end of the day.
マリアを苦しめてきた日々を今こそ思い知らせてやる。苦しみの日々を今こそ復讐してやる。
Why is
その私を苦しめてきたのはあんたじゃない。私が復
Oh
讐
my
したい
God.
くらいよ。あんたが生まれる前にそうすればよかった。
Oh my god.
あんたなんか産まなければよかった。消えてしまえ。うわー
Oh my gosh. As Rosa howled in a way that could only be described by the word splat, her upper body was crushed. Alright, back to my reading. And in an instant became something similar to a wrung, blood-stained towel. Be crushed. I can't forgive you. Can't forgive you. What filth. That form suits you. Even though Rosa's waist and below was standing normally, just the upper half of her body had been pinched, and that extreme contrast was bizarre. That's a crazy line read upcoming. Okay, I'm hyped. Then she fell over, but the instant she fell, her body was restored. You die. Come, Maria. Is this the limit of your anger and sadness? Now is the time for revenge. Time for the settlement of anger and sadness. Hit her, spit it out. Push all wedges driven into your chest and fling them back at her. Wow! Maria's howl was adorned with the ugly sound of flesh and bone being crushed at the same time. Oh my god. As Rosa, who had foully insulted Maria, lay spread-eagled. Oh my gosh. A neat, perfect circle was cut out of her chest and crushed, as though her chest had been trampled by an invisible elephant. Her heart and her lungs and her ribs were trampled so mercilessly that they were completely indistinguishable. It might not have been symbolized. It might have symbolized the pain in Maria's heart until today. So, Maria, are you satisfied now? Can you forgive your mother for her sin, or not? Innocent or guilty? I can't forgive her. Not yet, not yet. Mama is guilty, 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 guilty. I can't forgive her. Indeed, how could this level of punishment compare to the bitter days you suffered through? Know it, Rosa. Come, try to remember. What form did you have? Revive in order to be killed. Be killed over and over so that your sins could be punished.
When Beato waved her cane, the body was restored again, and Rosa sat up, coughing violently, apparently in apparent pain. Reading's hard. And once again, she spat out curses, rejecting Maria. That's badass. You aren't Mama. You aren't. You're a witch tormenting me and Mama. I won't forgive you just because you look like Mama. I won't forgive you. You're the witch, aren't you? I was reading books and pretending to play witches. You're the one who should disappear. Because of you, even I'm treated like a freak. Because of you. Because of you. If only you hadn't been born. Don't be born. I've hated you since before you were born. Wah! Maria screamed. Was she unable to bear her anger and sadness? Or else had she been taken over by an indescribable emotion? It was surely a cry of hopelessness, and yet it was a reality that had to be accepted. Maria knew. She knew that she was thought of as a burden, and even though she herself had known that, she didn't believe it. She believed that her mother loved her and had done her best to positively interpret several events that could have made her doubt this, trusting and clinging to her mother's love, but she had no one except Mama. Even so, she really did like... Man, remember when I was gonna end stream like almost an hour ago? God, good times. So she really did like Mama, and wanted to return to the days when she believed that Mama loved her. So I howled. I'll erase all of it. I won't accept it. I'll deny it. I'll deny the mother who says these things, the black witch who makes her say them. Part of myself that can't forgive my mother. But I can't deny it. This is reality, fact, the truth, the answer. Without any mistake, this is absolute reality. Maria turned Rosa into a lump of meat over and over in the dark world that reflected her heart, rang the ugly sound of flesh and bone being torn apart, which would make anyone want to cover their ears. Each time Beatrice revived Rosa, she dragged her back into the world of endless torture, which could not be escaped from even by death. This was the true, deepest hell the endless witch Beatrice could create. However, this world was not made endless by Beatrice's will, because every time Rosa turned into a lump, she asked the same question to Maria. Are you satisfied, Maria? Can your anger forgive your mother yet? How could I forgive her? How could I forget her? I won't forgive her. I won't forgive her. I'll teach you all of my pain. Teach you much, much more. It's still not enough. Not close to enough. Since I was born, since before I was born, I can't get rid of the anger and sadness of being neglected so long. I hate you. I hate you. Revive over and over again. Return to a meat lump over and over again. In various ways, she crushed, smashed, beat, and tore to bits. Flying blood splatter and flesh turned into the once pitch black world into a world with mixed red and black. Maria's anger still hadn't calmed down. You know, it's kind of interesting, because to me, it's almost like this idea of being revived and destroyed is like a super freaking common theme in this game. Like Beatrice dying and coming back. Like what we're seeing now with Rosa becoming a meat cube. Like we're seeing this constant idea of like characters being killed to be reborn again. That's like a very frequent motif I'm noticing in this game. The games, the epitaph, everything. It's like
all about being reborn in the end. Maria's anger still hadn't calmed down. It was as though she was spitting out all the suppressed rage from the time of her birth until today. If that pain, if that all became poison to her heart, then would the repeated murder of her mother purify her soul? Would even this wasteful murder save her soul at least a little bit? This endless torture might have become a slight diversion from her sad, unrewarded life. After all, it seemed that she'd finally been able to regain her smile. Learn it. You, the source of my unhappiness, learn it. Learn that what you're feeling is nothing compared to my pain. Oh, that's so creepy. What's wrong? Why'd you stop laughing? Try and laugh. Half of her skull collapsed. Eyeballs flew out and black cranial fluid gushed. Fragments of teeth scattered. Come on, revive. Try and laugh. Come on, come on! Yeah. Her whole chest with her ribs turned inside out, exposing her fleshy innards, her filthy innards. All of them writhed like some kind of impure creature. Come on, come on, come on! Revive. Can you still laugh? Can you still laugh? Rosa couldn't laugh anymore, but her face was laughing. It laughed with a twist. It was filled with a twisted laugh that covered her with a malice that rejected her unwanted daughter. I erased that laughing voice. Next, I'll erase that laughing face. I'll erase it. I'll crush it. I'll tear it to bits. What the fuck? What the fuck? I'm taking a screenshot of that. That is the scariest shit I've seen in my life. What the fuck is that face? Oh my gosh, she's freaking evil. What's wrong, Mama? Let's wake up, read a picture book, and go take a walk. Let's say we love each other. Make a promise for next Sunday. Let's go shopping. Let's go to the movies. And of course, you'll break that promise. Isn't it fun, Mama? Isn't it fun? I'm playing with Mama now, right? This is so fucked up. That's right. You are now playing with your mother, having fun with her. Tell me, how do you feel right now? I don't believe it's anger or sadness or pain. Yeah, that's right. I get it, Beatrice. I'm having a lot of fun now. I'm playing with Mama, so it's tons of fun. And even though I'm killing Mama over and over again, she can be revived with just a single bit of magic. I took care of my toys because I couldn't fix them if they broke. But if the toy could be fixed, I'd want to break it over and over again. I'm thinking right now so hard about like Maria. I'm really not starting to trust Maria. I don't know how. I don't know. Maria's really starting to scare the fuck out of me. I'm not gonna lie. I wish I need to pull up the epitaph real quick. I'm sorry. This is just like a little me moment. No. I don't think it's that clever. I'm not him. I'm not solving the fucking riddle of the epitaph before they fucking tell me. I don't think I have any fucking chance. I literally kid you not, but only backwards. I saw like Umineko on my fucking YouTube shorts today, and I had to like fucking like tell the YouTube algorithm, do not show me anything from Umineko. Yeah, as I said at the beginning before all this happened, I said if you're looking for revenge, you really should dig two graves. Because this is not okay for a 9-year-old girl. She just needs to chill the fuck out. But Sakutaro won't be fixed. He can't be fixed. Because Mama, who made him, Mama, who gave birth to him, won't acknowledge him. And now Rosa's not acknowledging Maria. I wasn't acknowledged by Mama either, was I? So the broken Maria won't be fixed either. It's fun. It's fun, Mama. Since it's gotten so fun, I'm somehow starting to feel that I could forgive you. Hey, Beato. This is a very strange feeling. Why? Why am I starting to feel like I can forgive Mama? I forget. Okay, so I've basically very extremely, almost impossibly low chance of solving the epitaph. Got it. I think one of you guys said I might have to know some kanji or something, and I definitely don't. The enlightened state is only reached by witches who gain the power who control life and death at will. You can kill at any time. You can revive her if needed. Does that mean Beatrice Maria? So what if the golden lands in the chapel then? I don't know. That's like my only other guess. If that's a pain, then it's right to kill her again. Once you've learned that, you could do this at any time by simply snapping your fingers. All nonsense spoken in the world of humans becomes a chirping of insects that isn't worth listening to. The only reason I suspect it could be the cathedral is because of like the weird text on the door to the cathedral and the fact that there were extra gold bars in there that one time. That's like all I have. You didn't begin to think about forgiving your mother because your eyes were open to your mother's love. It was because now you stand at the entrance of to the world of true witches. Deductions like that will take you far in Umineko. Welcome, Maria, to the profound and sweet world of witches. I've done it. Maria is no longer Maria. Yeah, the red truths really are the thing I'm struggling with. I may still be an apprentice, but I've surpassed the human world. I am now the apprentice witch of origins, Maria. There's nothing to frustrate me, nothing to make me sad. Mama, I'll forgive you. I'm sure I can forgive you. I think I'll be able to forgive you after doing just a bit more. After all, I'm a witch. Oh, that one again. The bite. The bite of 87. The bite of 87! Alright, I get it. Got it, got it. Maria would probably forgive her mother eventually, only after she made her play all Five Nights at Freddy's games. God, Maria would have loved Five Nights at Freddy's. If Maria was born in fucking the 2000s, she would have fucking loved Five Nights at Freddy's so fucking goddamn much. I know I'm 100% right. None of you can fucking argue with me. Oh, Maria would have definitely been on DeviantArt. Maybe if she was like my age, she would have been like into Sonic the Hedgehog, because like Sonic the Hedgehog DeviantArt OCs was fucking it. That shit was real. I fucking lived that internet. I used to chat with people on fucking DeviantArt. Oh my fucking god. I didn't even know how to do art. But both my sisters liked art, so I was like super into it too. She should have run a Pinterest like the Navy. The Navy has a Pinterest account? That's very... Gosh, the girlies would love that. Maria would probably forgive her mother eventually, after brutally murdering her countless times, graciously. All right, that's where I'm going to end then. Wow. Oh, wait, there's less than 5 minutes left in this scene? Okay, hold up. Whoa, that last thunder was loud. Must have been pretty close, right? Looks like it. No matter how old you get, thunder still makes you jump. Battler was looking at the dark night through the crack in the curtains. Every once in a while, a pale, white lightning bolt would shine, and he seemed to be enjoying it. Oh? Look, you were so noisy Maria woke up. You woke Maria up. Reading's hard. Sorry, Maria. Sorry, Battler's so freaking loud. What the hell? So it's my fault? Sorry, Maria. It's okay to get back to sleep. Good night. Maria was a bit hazy, with drowsy eyes. She was probably half asleep and couldn't think straight. Ugh. That's okay. Won't sleep. Go ahead and sleep. You're still half asleep, aren't you? I'm not half asleep. Ugh. Come on, you're totally half asleep, aren't you? Sleep. Sleep. I'm not half asleep. Not half asleep. Ugh. Ugh. Quit it, Baka Battler. Baka Battler. Sheesh, what are you thinking? Getting a kid who just woken up into a bad mood. I'm not half asleep. Not half asleep. Like half asleep? It's like how the people who are being killed are gonna be half dead because half their faces are missing. I don't know. That's a little interesting, I think. I understand, Maria-chan. You aren't half asleep, so calm down. Not half asleep. Not half asleep. Ugh. Ugh. Maybe it was because of her delicate mental state after waking up, but Maria suddenly threw a tantrum. Battler had only been trying to tease her a bit, so he was confused by this extreme overreaction. What do you mean, how do I even make a correlation like that? I thought it was pretty obvious. Maybe I'm just getting floppy with it. I don't know. George held her head. Trying to calm her down, but Maria's tantrum wasn't going to be quelled easily. Battler and Jessica were trying to push the blame on each other, saying, "It's your fault. It's your fault, too." Hey, be quiet, you two. Jessica-chan, there will still be some hot water in the pot, right? Could you make some tea for her? Did you calm down, Maria-chan? Ugh. It looked like her tantrum was dying down a bit by bit, but she still glared at Battler, who had made fun of her, with sharp eyes. Battler-kun was just kidding around. He doesn't really think you're half asleep. So calm down, okay? Who would think the first game? Just reading a kid was half asleep. I'd never think of it. Okay. George noticed. Maria was staring at Battler with incredible eyes. And despite having just displayed all that emotion, she laughed in a small voice. Instead of a laugh, it seemed more like she was muttering while thinking about it, or else counting each he. As though each time she said he, something brutal would happen over and over. Oh, like, I don't know, your mother being killed for all eternity in hell? Or purgatory. George felt something creepy for just an instant. Okay, I'm still thinking about like Dante's Inferno shit right now. What if like the chapel is supposed to be heaven? The the mansion is supposed to be um purgatory, and Kuadorian is supposed to be hell. That would be fucking cool. That would be so freaking. Except it wouldn't make any sense within like actual Dante's Inferno shit, I think. Maybe I'd have to swap the two around. I don't know. I think that's totally fucked. George felt something creepy for just an instant, but he couldn't spot the madness that peeked out of the depths of the girl. Dante's Inferno? Did they not make you guys read that in Europe? I mean, I didn't have to read it, so. It's this book. Dante's Inferno is a series of 3 books by the Italian author Dante Alighieri, where he kind of lays out his visions of heaven, hell, and purgatory through the sense of political critique of contemporary 15th century Italian politics. It contains characters like Beatrice, who is Dante's like love, his like ideal love that I think had died in his youth, or they weren't able to get together, but he was like this unrequited love that he had had. Um, and when Dante's being taken to hell, and I don't know much about Dante's Inferno because I've never read it, so don't take really what I say for gospel here, but um, he's guided through hell by the Roman philosopher poet Virgil. So that's his teacher. So that's why when I saw that Virgilia was Battler's teacher for a moment, or rather Beatrice's teacher, I guess that was like an interesting connection to me. It seems like something that keeps coming up in this game because it's about demons and hell, and it seems like this game kind of likes to like play around the tropes of like Western demonology, and Dante's Inferno is like it for that. So that's like my cliff notes of Dante's Inferno. It's just a book about a guy being led through hell, and it's criticizing the Catholic Church. Okay. Well, Eric, if there is, I don't know that because I didn't read Dante's Inferno. I'm not leading you on or anything. I'm just actually wondering. Look, I think it's a miracle that I read like one book a year, so but that's my little slice of heaven. Anyways, we've gotten a little caught up here in what should have just been a 5 minute read, but whatever. I like explaining things. Disco Elysium is a book. Okay, that's fair. God, it's so fucking good. But he couldn't spot the madness that peeked out of the depths of the girl's eyes for just a moment. After a short period of stunned silence on George's part, Maria stopped her bizarre, quiet laugh and pushed George's arms aside as though telling him to let go. Ugh, I'll forgive him. Oh, like this is about like last dialogue was about Maria forgiving. Or at least not even honestly forgiving. Really? You're such a good girl, Maria. Battler-kun Maria-chan forgave you. Make up. Yeah, sorry for teasing you. Forgive me. Hey, Maria. Let's make some cafe au lait as a sign that you've made up. I don't even know what cafe au lait is. I'll put in lots of sugar, so it'll be sweet. I don't need it, but I'll forgive you. Because I'm a witch. One more time, Maria laughed in a creepy, quiet voice. It's implied that Maria dreamed the whole torture scene with Rosa. That's fucked. One more time, Maria laughed in a creepy, quiet voice. But it was only for a very short time, so Battler and Jessica didn't think much of it. I think it would be so fucking cool at the end of this game if Maria just didn't fucking believe in witches. That's just a random thought I just had. They decided to think that it had probably only looked that way when the lightning lit her cheek with a pale white light for an instant. At that time, they could hear the sound of loud footsteps coming from the hall. Fucking Eric, oh my god. Maria gets really obsessed with Warrior Cat's books and stops believing in witches. God, she would have loved growing up in the fucking 2000s. I wish I could give her what I had. I wish she could spend like 5 hours when she's like 10 years old watching like ripped Disney villain songs on YouTube and fucking playing flash games. I wish she could have had that shit. She needs Club Penguin, she needs Webkins, she needs fucking Pop Tropica, she needs fucking what's that one called? Penguin Chat? But I remember Penguin Chat. That was so fucking awesome. It's fucked. She was truly born in the wrong era. I grieve for her. It was already about 12:30 late at night. Late at night is usually a time when you aren't supposed to be disturbed. Hearing footsteps like that at this time was far from calming. Then, along with a clearly ominous knock that repeated fiercely, they could hear Goda and Kumasawa's voices. She would have lived to see it, too. She would be in time for Harry Potter, because I think the first book came out in like the mid-ish 90s. So she would have been like the perfect age for Harry Potter. Oh, that would be... Maybe that would be her shit. She's... Right now, I could imagine Maria being just really fucking justifying to herself how can she still enjoy like appreciate J.K. Rowling. They that clearly told them that this was an abnormal situation. Children, are you there? Are you there? It's Goda. Yeah. Maybe she would have been like so stingy about it. She actually would have. Maybe she would have hated Harry Potter. Oh, she would have started doxing people on like those weird fucking forums in the 2000s, just reading their IPs. She would have raged internet fucking warfare. What has happened? What has happened? When George opened the door, the two of them tumbled in, sopping wet. It looked like they had dashed here from the mansion without an umbrella. What's wrong with you two? Did something happen? It was the master and Klaus-sama and everyone. There we fucking go. Umineko no Naku Koro ni Rondo, the Witch of Reasoning. Fucking insane. And that is a perfect fucking place to leave off. It was a pitch black room. I love doing my Umineko audiobook. This is why I read it too. Alright, well. Thank you. Alright, well, I'll be back tomorrow. Oh, the novel itself, not me. Alright. I do think I do get a little... but whatever, it's fine. Bye, Unk and Sigmas. Gosh. Alright, well, regardless, I'm back tomorrow. Probably will go longer. I would watch 12-hour Umi stream. Good night. Alright, see you guys. Bye.